Well, kind of a bad time to realize I need to pee. Right as I go live, Potter, you have to do it like that. This is not proper etiquette for Hogwarts. 20 points from Gryffindor. K.R. Hodes, Brian Y. Gilbert, the ever-elusive EM, Joe Malash, that guy. Welcome, all on Instagram. Yeah, at E30. Welcome. The real Maninderchala. Wow, that's a mouthful. Welcome to Le Chat. I just have to get all the chats lined up here, and then we're ready to go because we have a lot of great news, great things happening, and many good things. Many good things come and gone. Some start, some stop. But the thing that never stops is the infighting. The infighting from the centrist Dems. We love it, don't we? We love it when they give us shit. All right, let's just get down to it. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, huh? So, the Trump pedo cabal is doing what everyone knew they were going to do, and the Democrats have done fuck all about it. They are going to hide the Epstein files. Here is Todd Blanche, the pedophile defender-in-chief.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So, just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And
pretty good framing from that, that quote-unquote journalist, not going to lie. But yeah, it's like, so you're going to hide the abusers. You already doxed the victims multiple times, so you're going to hide the abusers? So what's with the difference? It's almost like you're on the side of the pedophiles.
And I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls?
I love how he said it. Are they going to hear about what's the number one abuser of little children? Oh, men? Are they going to hear about men? Did you just assume the gender of pedophiles? The number one offender and abusers of little children, men? Wow, I can't believe you.
I was like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
See, this is what they have to do. If they can't pull the "oh, I don't know, I haven't seen it" card, right? If they're talking about Trump tweets or some dipshittery that he said, they have to be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, what I asked is, do you think the sun will rise, in the east and set in the west? What does that mean? What define the sun? And how do you can you tell me which way is east? Can you tell me which way is west? This is what they have to do every time.
Well, I mean,
oh, he's so triggered.
Men who
he's so
abused
triggered.
The young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July.
To be fair, that reporter was not ready for the clapback here. And it's like, how could you not be ready? You know that whoever is going to be at the podium is going to be an abusive, fraudulent, pedophile supporting liar. So why would you not be ready for like, what? He wasn't even that big of a thing.
Men that abuse these girls. Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
What is there, like, men that abuse girls? Yeah, men that raped the little girl in the Epstein files on Epstein's Island, the way he had the whole dental chair and the way that he threatened multiple women as reported in the Epstein files and maybe even hid those bodies. Abusive behavior like that. Are you going to continue to protect these people that are now hidden and redacted in these files? I should do everyone's job for them. Beans4943, welcome.
Well, I mean,
he was so
men
not ready.
Who abused the young women
he was so
through
not
Epstein's.
Look, we said.
See, and he had to cut him off because he could see that reporter was starting to get his footing, and he was starting to get to his point, so he had to cut him off.
Said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July.
This guy is so sleazy.
If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice.
Like, he's not quite like a snake because he has too much, like, he's not exactly a mongoose because mongoose are kind of cool. I don't even know. He's like a weasel. He really is. He's just like a fucking rodent. You know, and not the cool rodent like a capybara. He's just like the fucking. He's that fucking rabid rodent at the end of The Great Mouse Detective, you know?
About men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about,
Of men.
that we're covering up or
of
that
men.
we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women.
I don't know if there are men out there who have abused these women. This guy who's probably actually reviewed the unredacted files and has seen all the horrible shit that Trump and Epstein and the rest of the MAGA pedo cabal have done. And he's like, but these men, oh, they're so near and dear to my heart. The way he says men is just so fucking, so, I don't even know. It's corny. It's gross. He's literally saying it with empathy towards pedophiles, which is, of course, what he was hired to do because Todd Blanche is Trump's personal attorney, and Trump, of course, is a pedophile. So it makes sense that this is his take. But, God, I'll never get over how fucking creepy and gross and just weaselly these motherfucking creeps are. New official notice of appeal by Todd Blanche to the preliminary injunction, which required him to release more of the Epstein files. Blanche is fighting the lawsuit filed by Katie Fang. So I don't know. I'm not sure which court this is going to go to. Notice of appeals for the D.C. Circuit Court. Circuit of this court. So I can't remember if this is. I believe the D.C. Circuit Court is one of those that's kind of like half and half. They sometimes do good shit. Other times they do incredibly corrupt, weird shit. But either way, there is no reason to hide the Epstein files. There is zero reason, especially since they doxed the victims. There is literally no reason at this point not to name everybody. And we should be. We should be fighting for that. We should be fighting to have every single person in those files named. And every single person named in those files should have the burden put on them of answering questions. That's what should happen. And yet we don't have that happen. And we have, Steve Vukas Jr. 7258 is the pedophile of the day. So here we are talking about Trump hiding the Epstein files. Lo and behold, the pedophile molester defender-in-chief, Steve Vukas Jr. 7258, has arrived to defend the pedophile.
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the
Why are they hiding them files? Steve Vukas Jr., why are they hiding them files? Why, Steve? Is it because?
They can shred the dirt,
Is it because?
but the truth still exists.
Steve Vukas, why are they hiding the
Trump
files?
is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is.
Oh, Steve Vukas Jr. 7258, thank you so much. You just made that clippable. Holy shit. We are not even 10 minutes into the stream, and I got my first clip. Excellent. Thank you, Steve Vukas Jr. 7258, you fucking pedophile. And also, this loser never always comes into my chat. He never does anything else. He has no life. He has no job. He has no friends. He's definitely got no woman that he's banging. This dude is a lonely, low-life, scumbag fucking dog walked by Trump loser. That's who this fucking pedophile defender is. So, naturally, when you have such a massive scandal like the Epstein files, and Trump being a pedophile, and of course, since he is not going to release the Epstein files, you could, I don't know, make it a political liability for him. You could maybe actually make it a political scandal. So the Democrats respond by saying this.
You issued a statement yesterday slamming what you called the malicious claim that American Jews are inviting violence.
Right. While there's a pedophile cabal literally running the country and then hiding the evidence of their crimes, the real problem is a Twitch streamer. Oh my God. How did I not see this? Think of all the little children that we could have saved if we had just focused on Hasan Piker instead of the Epstein pedo Trump cabal. Think of all the price spikes we could have avoided if we had just gone after Hasan Piker and not the Trump war in Iran driving up the prices. Think about it, people. Just think about how many immigrants and how many American lives we could have saved from the hands of ICE, which Trump, being a Nazi, set upon Americans to attack us, if we had just gone after Hasan Piker. Oh my God, the Democrats, they fucking nail it again. Holy shit. They're so fucking genius, dude. They're so fucking genius. Think of how much safer the Jews would be if we just let Trump and his Nazi pedo cabal run rampant, right? If we had let people like Jake Lang, who gave a Nazi salute outside of AIPAC headquarters, if we had just let Elon Musk, who gave a Nazi salute at a Republican rally and then donated $250 million to help Trump steal the election in 2024, if we could have, oh my God, dude, we could have avoided 2024 loss with Kamala if we had just jailed Hasan Piker. Oh my God, Hakeem Jeffries nails it yet again. Brilliant political tactician, this guy.
Against themselves as, quote, dangerous and anti-Semitic. Was that in reference to far-left influencer Hasan Piker and his recent very controversial comments?
Yes, those comments were dangerous, malicious, and anti-Semitic, and should not be tolerated by anyone in the public square.
That's right. We got to go after this guy. We got to go after Hasan Piker, the guy who has consistently said that hatred against Jewish people is the canary in the coal mine, and we can't allow it because that is the breeding ground for fascism. Absolutely right, Hakeem. We got to go after this guy. We don't want to go after the pedophiles. No, we can't do that. No, we got to go after Hasan Piker.
What we've seen is a startling rise of hate crimes all across the United States of America, but particularly in this moment directed against our Jewish brothers and sisters. And everybody, regardless of ideological
Speaking of weasels, this motherfucker.
perspective, should be willing to denounce this rise of anti-Semitic rhetoric, hate crimes, and bigotry, and actually try to move us to a society where we embrace everyone. Even where there are differences on issues, be they foreign or domestic, the notion that people should be targeted because of their religious beliefs or ethnicity or race, whatever the case may be, that's fundamentally inconsistent with who we are in this country.
Yes.
That's right. Anyone who targets Jewish people should be made sure that we target them in return. Anybody that targets Jewish people, like Jake Lang, who gave a Nazi salute, or Elon Musk, who gave a Nazi salute. Wait a minute now. Elon Musk has contracts with the Biden government. Where was this guy when that Nazi was working in the government? What? I don't know. This is kind of weird that he's so protective of Jewish people when it's a Muslim person also trying to protect Jewish people, yet he didn't say anything about the actual Nazi. That's weird. David Blackburn, 3396, welcome.
Hasan Piker's clout among Democrats, though, particularly some younger Democratic voters, seems to be growing. We saw, for example, his prominence in the Michigan Senate Democratic primary. So why not call him out by name in your statement if you feel so passionately about this issue?
I've just addressed Hasan Piker's comments as it relates to the Jewish community as...
Yeah, I want to hear his question again.
I've just addressed...
So why not call him out by name in your statement if you feel so passionately about this issue?
Oh, interesting.
I've just addressed Hasan Piker's comments as it relates to the Jewish community as forcefully as I can, and I will continue to do that.
Even he doesn't believe this bullshit. It's so fucking phony, dude. You can always tell when these centrist Democrats like Hack Jeffries here, whenever they start yapping about something, they're asked the most lightest softball follow-up question, and they already sound like they're losing confidence. It's fucking insane. Mark Choate-B5U, hello from Mississippi, everyone. Hello to you in Mississippi. How's everything down there?
Yes, but in your original statement, he was not addressed by name. That's why I was raising the question. Leader Jeffries, you want...
So this is obviously stupid. This is completely manufactured outrage by the establishment because the established, The establishment Democrats, like Jeffries, like Schumer, like Neera Tanden, like John Fetterman et al., all of them are threatened because Americans are against the Israel genocide in Gaza. Americans are against the blank check that we give to Israel every single year. And speaking of pedophiles from earlier, we have Nancy Gardella 8273. Another bag of pedophiles. So she says, in response to the Trump pedo cabal hiding the Epstein files and making it easier for the pedo perpetrators to continue to live about in society, she wants you to know that she says, vote red. Nancy Gardella, you suck. You pedophile defending cunt. You suck. Get the fuck out of my chat, you pedo lover. Fuck off. Scott W1T9, are you MAGA? Gee, dude, what does my flag look like? Does this look like the MAGA flag? Tim Blue 825, oh, another MAGA pedophile. Tim Blue 825 says Antifa pussies, and yet you're the one in my chat using a fake profile. Patriots are not draft dodgers. I agree. That's why Trump is not a patriot. So the real comments that got Jeffrey's panties in a twist are simply this. This is what Hasan Piker is saying. Oops, sorry.
Not against the state of Brown. Going to come around.
Hang on. I think actually, let's see. This has a better.
Jews are inviting.
How do I? Fucking motherfucker. Why can I not?
You called the malicious claim that American Jews are inviting violence against themselves as, quote, dangerous and anti-Semitic. Was that in reference to far-left influencer Hasan Piker and his recent very controversial comments?
These two Zionist crapheads.
Yes, those comments were dangerous, malicious, and
Can I? Oh, well, I did it again. Okay, fuck it. We're not going to watch this one.
Action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews. Okay? We're teaching people the wrong lesson. I don't know how people don't recognize how dangerous this predicament is, how dangerous this is for Jews. You're running around basically tying your entire identity to a country that inevitably will be seen as basically Jewish ISIS. And you're saying, as Jews, this is all we care about. You're making anti-Semitism worse.
So as you can see, this is obviously extremely deceptively edited, and it's out of. There's a lot of jump cuts in there. But the simple fact that Hasan Piker was stating is that as Der Stürmer, the Nazi paper from Nazi Germany once did, they would take every little crime that Jewish people either did or were accused of, and then they would use that as a way to tie it to all Jewish people. Not too dissimilar from Nazi terrorist outlets like the Daily Liar, Reichbart, and fucking all these other right-wing outlets, the Mark Levin Show, all these other MAGA terrorist pedo supporters. All of them take the actions of, you know, a trans person, a Muslim person, an immigrant, and then they tie, just like the Laken Riley Act, for example. Laken Riley Act was an instance of one dipshit immigrant. And by the way, immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than MAGA pedophiles, who many of the January 6 terrorists have gone on to commit more crimes, such as raping women and children. Yet this one immigrant went out there and committed a horrible, violent murder, stabbing this woman to death. And then they made an entire bill to solve a problem, even though crime was already on its way down. After it had spiked under Trump, mind you, with a mass murder spree because of Trump's shitty running of the government. So that then became the blame for all immigrants, right? Same way with 9/11 became the blame for all Muslims, even though Muslims who didn't even know. You do understand that as dumb as Americans are, there are also plenty of dumb people of other religions, right? There's probably Muslims out there that cannot find Saudi Arabia on a map. There's Muslims out there that have not been to the Middle East. So yeah, when they hear about 9/11, they're like, what the fuck are we being blamed for Saudi Arabia for? I was born in America. What the fuck? I don't know where Saudi Arabia is, but they got blamed for it anyways. So what is happening here with Israel is that the Zionist movement is trying to tie all of their Zionists and Nazis are the two people trying to tie Israel's actions to the Jewish religion, right? And I'll give you a hint. Anytime you're allying yourself with Nazis, probably not a good thing. Generally speaking, it's going to be a bad time. So, because of that, as Hasan Piker is saying, it's going to make anti-Semitism worse. If all people think about the Jewish religion is Israel, that's bad. For the same way that we saw after 9/11, hate crime spiked against Muslims because all anyone ever thought about Muslims was 9/11. Even people that weren't even born then. Muslims that weren't even born when 9/11 happened. They were born after 9/11 happened, and they still are getting blamed for 9/11. You know how fucking stupid that is? Speaking of stupid, I see a lot of MAGA pedophiles in my chat. Let's see. It's dangerous these days to tell the truth about Israel's apartheid. That's all the more reason, Blackburn3396, why we have to speak louder. Be louder. Don't stop. Keep fucking going. Oh, I got a summer. Destined for Glory 1. Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. Church6333 is a MAGA pedophile. He says neo-Marxist garbage. Well, I got to say one thing to you, MAGA pedophile.
Fuck ICE, kick down the cage. Fuck MAGA heads, stuck in their rage. Fuck Trump, clown on a stage. We burning the system, setting the blaze. Fuck ICE, they tearing the lives apart. Fuck MAGA hate with their cold dead hearts. Fuck Trump lies from the very first start. We ripping the chains and we playing our part. ICE out here, catching mothers in the night, taking kids from their moms and shitting right. Cold cells, concrete floors, no blanket in sight. Whole families erased, buried deep in the light. This ain't security, this shit is pure terror. Government crimes masked up, it's error. Cages full of brown skin, racist, agenda terror. They profit off pain, system couldn't be nearer. I'm paying for the lives for the fathers deep, quarter for the mothers dismissed. Fuck ICE with a passion, they don't care who they split. But we breaking the walls, can't silence this shit. Fuck ICE, kick down the cage. Fuck MAGA heads, stuck in their rage. Fuck Trump, clown on a stage. We burning the system, setting the blaze. Fuck ICE, they tearing their lives apart. Fuck MAGA hate with their cold dead hearts.
What's awesome is this song goes harder than any of these MAGA pedophiles in my chat can actually get hard. Okay, what else did I miss here? Mr. Miller, 300ZX, bottom 10% are a net negative. I agree. That's why we should deport all MAGA pedophiles that are in the bottom 10%. Who? I want names and case numbers or you're a fucking liar. What are you talking about? Are you talking about how Trump is hiding the Epstein files? How are we going to get names and case numbers when your pedo-in-chief is hiding the fucking files? Her murderer was arrested right away, too. Good. That's how it should fucking work. Scott W1T9. Is this satire? At times. Mark Show -B5U. Will y'all answer me this for y'all get upset and throw me out? Y'all can't call Trump a pedophile. What dang president was going around and sniffing little girls' hair? Now what do you all call him talking about? Oh, Mark Show, because you're a pedophile. That's why you haven't learned that Donald Trump tried to rape a 13-year-old girl by forcing her to give her a blowjob. She had to bite him on the dick to escape. Does that answer your question, you fucking pedophile? It's funny how you guys want to talk about sniffing hair when Trump is literally chasing children around on stage. You fucking creeps. Jeremy or 6632, you're an idiot. We have enough crime. We don't need to import it. I agree. We should make sure we deport all MAGA pedophiles like yourself. That way we will lower our crime rate even further. Deport MAGA. Deport MAGA. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up. Stuart 2004 says this guy is a fucking idiot. Why? Because I'm calling your Trump leader a pedophile? You mad? You mad that your molester-in-chief is a pedophile? Well, don't support a pedophile. I mean, it's that fucking simple. Jesus saves -you-me. Hey, comrade, Aisha was 6. Is that the age that Trump was trying to rape someone on the Epstein Island? Is that what you're trying to say here? So you're getting on Hasan train too? Yeah, dude, because I'm in favor of anyone that pushes the Democrats to stop being so fucking weak and also holds the MAGA pedo party account for being a party of child rapists. That's what I'm in favor of. Blues and Noise. Mark, do you know that Biden's baby daughter died in a car accident? What does this have to do with anything? I'm literally talking about Hasan Piker, Hakeem Jeffries, the Trump pedo party hiding the Epstein files, and you're like, did you know this one time when Joe Biden was a child, he actually ate cereal? Oh my God, the scandal! Jesus Christ, you people are weird. Jesus saves you dash me. How many migrants do you house, comrade? You tell me, since your name is Jesus, which is what he did, is house migrants. How many migrants do you house? Hopefully none, because you're a pedophile and I don't want you around children. Phoebe-Y6M says, just when I thought you couldn't be gayer. You guys really can't think of anything else other than gay sex. You really have nothing else on your mind. I mean, your mind is empty. Like, you can't find basic countries on a map. You don't know the inflation rate. You can't find your own pecker. But the one thing that fills this empty void between your ears is gay sex. No, Mark, we are just not xenophobic idiots. Noah Ball 3358, you got it, son. See, somebody finally fucking gets it. Holy shit, the pedophiles are popping off in the chat today. So same thing that's going on with Jews today, but with Arabs it's bad and with Jews it's good. Double standards out of the roof. Are you fucking stupid? The entire speech I just gave was how it's bad for both, you fucking idiot. Then how do you know he is hiding them by that logic? Never happened, show proof. Bruh, it's literally in the tweet that's up. Trump is hiding the Epstein files, you dumb fucking cunt. Fuck out of my chat, weirdo. Dino-Dabs says, Antifa are a bunch of cuckold servants to bitches. Your name is literal Dino-Dabs. You sound like a fucking popsicle flavor. Which would make sense because they market popsicles to children and you're a pedophile. Dookie Pie says, you are a fucking clown. Oh no! Oh no, I'm a fucking clown. Whatever will I do? I'm gonna cry, everybody. I'm a clown. No. Oh wait, I forgot to get the Kyle Rittenhouse crying one. Where is that? No! Here it is.
And there were...
There we go. Okay, I got that queued up. Track this channel and dock all the Democrats that comment PB. Drew on you one, you are a pedophile, and I am making sure that I track your account from now on, motherfucker. Let's see. Okay, so let's read this out. So we have at Drew ONU1, Drew on you one, youtube.com/@DrewOnYou1. Joined February 7, 2011. Only 2 subs, bruh. You've been on this channel for almost this website for almost 3 decades, and you have 2 subs. Like, if that's not a reason enough for you to just end everything in your life, nothing ever will be. You can't come into my channel, talk about doxing people, and not expect me to give you a Second Amendment lesson right between the eyes. So just make sure you pedophiles show up. I'm ready. I got a 12 gauge, and I make sure to write Antifa on each shell for every pedophile that comes to my door. That was for the commenter called Mark. Biden actually cares about kids. Sorry for the confusion. Oh, okay, Blues and Noise. My bad. Sorry. There's so much shit in my chat right now. I'm struggling just to keep up. Oh, my God. It goes on! Just when I thought I got caught up. People are weird. What are you, dude? You're just another messed up Democrat, says Ken Wilson-P4L. Yeah, well, it could be worse. I could be a Trump-loving pedophile like you. Wah, wah. Oh, no, wait. Damn it, I missed my opportunity. Ken Wilson, I could be, you call me a messed up Democrat, I could be a Trump-loving pedophile like you, which would be worse. Military dude 5569 is typing entire paragraphs. Oh, this is going to be good. Religion is delusion. Question what you've been told. Religion is delusion. Question what you've been told. Oh, you're just repeating shit. All right, so not only are you muted, you're just flat out banned from the channel. I don't deal with copy-paste losers. Oops. Bye-bye. The man, the legend, 7... Oh, we have this pedophile is back. The man, the legend, 7048 is an actual pedophile. He has children in his profile, and he says Barack Obama let Epstein out of jail in 2009, and Trump put him back in jail in 2019. Sue, who protected Epstein. 2 things. Obviously, this pedophile is a liar. First of all, Barack Obama did not let Epstein out of jail because he got a sweetheart deal from Republicans on state charges, and that Republican that gave Epstein a sweetheart deal went on to be Trump's labor secretary, Alex Acosta. So Trump not only freed the Epstein pedophile, he then murdered him in 2019 so that Trump couldn't go on and give all the tea about Trump being a child rapist. Furthermore, as we see here, the Trump pedo party is hiding the Epstein files. And meanwhile, the man, the legend 7048, pedophiles like you are helping them do it. Get fucked. please get in a single car accident. /R100 Antifa were socialists fighting communists. No, they weren't. Like, for a second there, I actually thought you knew your history, but you just completely botched it. The Antifa were the ones fighting the Nazis. That's what was happening. And communists were also fighting Nazis. Deport MAGA is based and good. Hey, my favorite thing to say is deport deplorables, import immigrants. Where's your proof? You have none. Just regurgitating BS from the left stream media. Oh, God, another one of these pedophiles. Mike-W5K. I literally cited everything here. Get fucked, you fucking freak. Remember when Antifa defeated Hitler? Ryan H2691. Oh, the good old days. The good old days. I'm just one spectator. Does Trump have the power to redact the Epstein files, or is that Congress and lawyers? You know, sometimes I forget, like, I deal with MAGA pedophiles in my chat all the time, but sometimes even I forget how stupid they are, you know? Like, the level of stupid truly knows no bounds with these MAGA pedophiles. At I'm just one spectator, the Epstein files are in the control of the executive branch, you dumb fucking loser. Get fucked. Ken Wilson just admitted to be a PDF? Who's Ken Wilson? We'll beat the fascists again. Ryan H2691, you are my favorite person in this chat so far. Wait, no, there was one other person. I can't remember their name. Fuck! But you're up there, Ryan H. You're up there. /R100. It's funny how Democrats are always blaming the other side of what they are doing, says the Trump pedophile who ran an entire campaign about the pedo cabal being Democrats, and now they're hiding them because Trump is the pedophile in chief. The world needs Americans to vote all the radical Zionistic terrorism sponsors sending bombs to attack children daily. Miguel MX-L5H. Yeah, I agree. We need to get all of these Zionists out the fuck out of government because they are destroying our country. Someone with a weird-ass name. Are you a fascist? Gee, dude, I don't know. What the fuck? What does Antifa mean, you dumb fuck? Red Hood underscore Beyond says, cope harder, MAGA for life. Oh, so you're a pedophile. Got it. Okay. Thank you for letting us all know that you're a pedophile, Red Hood underscore Beyond. Mamdani owns MAGA. He really kind of does, doesn't he? Fascism is a left-wing ideology, so you are right-wing, right? Is that why Trump is left? Oh, no, he's not left-wing. He's a right-wing fascist pedophile. That's right. Was Republicans or Democrats that were advocating for minor attracted people? At I'm just one spectator. Michigan just passed a bill banning child marriage. The only people to vote against it were Republicans. You are a pedophile. Get the fuck out of my chat. Prove it on the Donald? You mean the guy who once was sued in 2016 for gang raping a child with Epstein at Trump's party at Trump Tower? Fuck out of here, pedophile. This dude was on the island. He's trying to cover his ass as ascending-C3G. Is that why I'm advocating the files be released? These fucking people are so stupid. Like, it's not even funny. It's just pathetic. Like, we need to actually start having IQ tests for the MAGA pedo party. We need to seriously start having that. If they want to be in public, they have to take the SAT, and we need to know where they stand. Terry Dell 7828, Antifa can go to hell. We know what you're trying to do is not working anymore. So you are a pedophile!
Trump is on the Epstein list.
TRRIEPLL 7828, you are a pedophile!
Trump is on the Epstein list.
I can listen to this all day.
Yes, he is.
Great Republicans. That is correct, Kenwa7309. Antifa, get out of here, said Life or Death TV. How about I help you and ban you from this channel, you fucking pedophile supporter? Fuck out of here, pedo. Fuck out of here. An IQ test to vote. Well, that's where it gets a little bit more complicated because then you kind of go into the whole poll tax idea. TKB1TX says incel alert, while it spells alert as ALART. Yeah, I agree. You are an incel alert. That was quite a fact up. All right, maybe now with the pedophiles muted, I can actually get to the fucking news. So here's the thing: is what what Hasan Piker said is truly no different than someone like Ezra Klein said. Let me ask you, please, who do you think this quote came from? Ezra Klein. Funny, sounds exactly like what Hasan Piker said. Literally the exact same thing. Actually, it's not funny at all. Hang on, I got to fit this for the... Anti-Zionism is rising in response to what Israel is doing. It will simply not be possible to treat it as a marginal viewpoint that can be shamed or shunned into invisibility. Yes, anti-Semitism often cloaks itself in anti-Zionism, so don't do the anti-Semites' work for them. If you keep telling people that if they oppose the Jewish state, then they must hate the Jewish people, eventually they will believe you. Literally exactly almost word for word what Hasan Piker said. Almost word for word, and yet no one accuses Ezra Klein, the most centrist brainworm dude you could possibly fucking imagine, of the centrist liberal establishment. This is the guy that said Charlie Kirk, who literally defended pedophiles and had a pedophile work for him in Turning Point USA, and who also was a violent, bigoted Nazi, did politics the right way. That's Ezra Klein's claim to fame. No one calls him a radical. No one calls him anti-Semite. And yet he says, almost word for word, the same fucking shit that Hasan Piker has said. Oh, speaking of, we have a MAGA pedophile in the chat. Joe Smith-Z12BR says, one day all you twinks will get what you deserve. I agree, because someday you pedophiles are going to get a Second Amendment lesson straight between the eyes, and you're going to sound like this. You gonna cry, Joe Smith-ZI2BR? You whiny little pedophile bitch? Oh, you gonna cry, Joe Smith? Literally, these pedophiles think we don't own guns. This is actually exactly what got me into buying guns, is because when I started streaming, these MAGA pedophiles come in here, start talking tough and making death threats, dox threats, and then I'm like, you know what I can do? I can shoot these motherfuckers. If you make a death threat against me, and I find out who you are, and I see you anywhere around me, I have every single right to defend myself. Stand your ground, motherfucker! You come near me, and you get a 9mm between the fucking eyes. That's what happens. Independence Live. Antifa equals anti-fascist. The U.S. was fighting against fascists in the Second War. They were Antifa. That's right. The good old days when it wasn't controversial to call yourself Antifa. We need to bring that. We need to take America back. Let's take America back from the MAGA pedos. Let's do it. Take America back from the fascists. Come on, Antifa. Let's do it. MAGA are clowns. Derek Overman 8425, welcome. Kevin Pfeiffer 4464, welcome. SCV Troy 4527, glad you just said that. Dude, I'll say it every single day. We are not going to sit here and let MAGA pedophiles make death threats and think they can get away with it. If any motherfucker makes a death threat, it is our job to make sure they cannot carry that threat out. It's that fucking simple. And then armchair, the fucking armchair quarterbacks in the Democratic establishment will be like, I can't believe that he's so violent, he's so mean, he's making death threats. What the fuck do you want to do? You want someone to show up at your door with the intent to harm you, and you're just going to let it happen? You're going to let someone break into your home, destroy your shit, harm your family, harm your wife, harm your loved ones, and you're just going to curl into the fucking fetal position? No. I'm going to fucking combat roll like fucking Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, grab my 9mm and start fucking blasting. I'm going to be Danny DeVito in fucking It's Always Sunny in Philly. So anyway, I just started blasting. That's me. You don't get to make death threats against me and think that I'm just going to sit here and take it. That's clippable. Let's take that. Republicans love protecting pedos because most of them are or no one. That is exactly right, T-Killer39. You cannot have a political party that is a safe space for literally everything evil and then not expect there to be terrible people within that party. This is just a fact. Because, like, what does any celebrity do? Once Russell Brand got canceled for being a pedophile, where did he go? Right to the Republicans. Because he knows that's a safe space for pedophiles and terrible people. Come to my house meaning harm, last thing you will ever do. See, you get it, Derek Overman 8425. You fucking get it. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be we need to make MAGA afraid again. Like, these pedophiles have gotten off for far too long thinking they can just, like, say shit and think that we're going to be afraid. No, there's going to be fucking consequences. If you're going to make death threats, you are going to face the consequences of those death threats. And we have every single right to do so. Russell done all the fake religious stuff? What do you mean? I'm literally atheist. I don't know what you mean. So these are the poll numbers for. This is also why tying the Democratic Party hitching the wagon to Zionism is so fucking stupid. This is in South Carolina. Is Israel committing genocide against Palestinians? Yes, 57, no, 4%. Should we sanction Israel? Yes, 49, no, 16. Would you prefer to support a candidate for president who will cut off weapons to Israel? 65 to 4. 65 to 4 in South Carolina. Nevada. Would you prefer to support someone who will cut off weapons to Israel or will provide weapons to Israel? 74 to 6. 74 to 6. Nevada. New Hampshire. 75 to 6. This is insane polling. And it shows why the establishment like Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, who, by the way, Chuck Schumer's entire goal, his stated goal is to keep the Democratic Party pro-Israel. Not to stop the pedo cabal, not to lower your price of gas, not to end forever wars, not to give you health care, but to keep America pro-Israel. That is Chuck Schumer's goal. He is literally a traitor. Chuck Schumer is a traitor to America. By his own admission. His own admission is to put Israel, there's Israel here, America down here. He literally wants America at the height of Israel, at the height that Israel could be getting a blowjob from America. That's what he wants. And we need to fucking fight that. That's not what we should be about. Come to my house, meaning harm, last thing you'll ever do. Oh, wait. Come to my house, I'm on 10 acres and own a backhoe. Ken Wass 7309. That backhoe's going to come in handy, methinks. Especially for those pedophiles that try to show up at your door. Born again Christian, atheist here also, same. Why is everyone MAGA that disagrees with you? Ask Odin our father. I don't know. Maybe because I'm here saying we should release the Epstein files so we can find out who the pedophiles are that are running businesses and living next door to us. And they're against that. Like, that's pretty much fucking the reason. What country is better than this one? I mean, that's a very broad question, and the answer is a lot. Educated Americans don't like me, Donald J. Trump. That's correct. Oh, we have another pedophile. Fiddler's Green, FDDLERS Green is in here saying slurs. Well, you are a pedophile hiding the Epstein files, so you can get fucked. I don't have time to deal with your shit. Wesh-G5W, define totalitarianism. Trumpism. There you go, bitch. U.S. best for mass shootings. Yeah, that's, oh, God. Dark, but true. SFT Sace Khan says, God, you're such a fucking pussy, says the dude using an anonymous profile. Let's just look at this again here. Look at this mega pedophile. SFT SASCE Khan. Let me look at your profile, loser. I guarantee you he's going to have no videos and no subs. Yep, 0 videos, 5 subs. Joined in 2008. He joined when Obama was elected and has 5 subs. And he's calling me a pussy while he's using a fake profile. Every accusation is a confession. Wait for it to have come out and called me a pedophile. Then you know you need to show up with Chris Hansen at that motherfucker's door. Jesus, the chat is popping off today. This is why we hate Israel. This is why we hate Israel. Not Jews, not Judaism, not the Jewish religion. This is why we hate Israel. Israel is a violent, evil, pedophile country run by a Nazi, Benjamin Netanyahu. IDF kills 14-year-old, hangs Israeli flag on mosque in separate West Bank raids. This is why we hate Israel. Odin, our father, you seem a little unhinged. Life shorts, go outside. You're the one in my chat. You go outside. Literally, you asked me a question and I gave you an answer. Do you want to get muted? I got a shitload of shit to go through and no patience to deal with MAGA pedophiles like yourself. Keep yapping and I'm just going to mute you. I don't have time for this shit. We know who's on the Epstein files, like from the beginning of the internet, like from the Boy Scouts, like from YMCA. What does YMCA have to do with the Epstein files? Where are the boys they bragged about in them? Zootopia, Twilight, Stranger Things? Wes, how do you go from define totalitarianism as a question to talking about YMCA and Zootopia? Like, literally, every pedophile in the Epstein files are Republicans. What the fuck are you on? KM-TO6HC, you're spot on. Thank you. Odin, our father, I am. You're outside? Yeah, I find that hard to believe. Dark Star G, fuck Israel. Thank you! Odin our father, go for it. Okay, Odin our father, here you go, bitch. Fuck out of my channel, you pedophile. Fuck out of here. Put him in a body bag. Wes is a little stupid. Yeah, tell me about it. Aren't they all? Conservative Democrats can't convincingly claim to just want to beat Republicans while continuing to stoke the media frenzy around Hasan Piker by blatantly twisting his words. Stop helping the GOP write attack ads. This is exactly... The Democrats always play right into the MAGA pedo party's hands. Every single time, because they are now aligning with Fox Fake News rather than working to give us free health care. That is what this news cycle is all about. For example, Ken Martin, the chair of the DNC, criticizing the policies and actions of the Israeli government is one thing, which they were against. If you recall, the Biden regime was punishing and trying to get people denaturalized, trying to jail them, trying to get them expelled from schools. They were sending the police to beat up people who were criticizing the Israeli government in colleges. That is the legacy of the Biden regime. And that was wrong then. But now, blaming American Jews for the hatred, threats, and violence directed at them is something else entirely. It is dangerous, wrong, and anti-Semitic. No Jewish American should be held responsible for the actions of a foreign government, and there is never any justification for threatening the safety of Jewish communities. We must confront anti-Semitism wherever it appears with resolve and zero tolerance. Again, playing right into the MAGA pedo party's hands. While Republicans literally have Nazis like Jake Lang, right, who gave a Nazi salute outside AIPAC headquarters, while they have group chats in the New York Republican Party, the Florida Republican Party, having actual pro-rape, pro-Hitler group chats. He's talking about Hasan fucking Piker. This is why the centrists have to go. We cannot have these centrist hacks. By the way, Ken Martin is the dude who fell for a Nigerian prince email scam and cost the DNC, like, what was it, $14 million? It's insane. We have to get rid of these centrists. The Iran war is a distraction. Pedos need it badly. T. Kella 39, preach, brother. Thank you so much to T. Kella 39 and all you others in this chat. Darkstar G. Thank you guys, because there are a lot of MAGA pedophiles flooding the chat, but you the real MVP. See, here West Des G5W is going into ranting about Bill Clinton, yet Bill Clinton sat and gave an entire deposition on the Epstein files, which Trump did not. Instead, Trump is trying to hide the Epstein files, which, Wes, is why I call you a pedophile. You are a pedophile. Donnie is Netanyahu's puppet. Correct, KM. It's insane the U.S. doesn't have a free national health service. It's the only developed country that doesn't have it. Absolutely correct as well. Zionism is evil and the Israel state needs to go as it is now. Totally agree. Totally agree. Israel has no right to exist. Trump and Muhammad are pedos free? What the fuck are you talking about? Trump is literally a pedophile in the Epstein files trying to hide them. Gabe McCall 3523. You goobers know that we don't mean it's actually free and that we pay for it through taxes. Don't be such idiots. I don't understand that comment, Darkstar. It should be free, and it should be paid with taxes because that would be cheaper than the system we have now. Fuck MAGA chomos. Thank you, Dirty Dingus McGee. You're protecting the very people that would kill you if they had a chance, just like everyone you disagree with. You block or call a pedophile. Oh, SCV Troy, are you on your alt account? You're triggered because I banned you from the chat, so you had to get onto your alt account? Jenna D'Amico 1062. Why are you so concerned about Epstein files now when you could have many times when for years? Clinton was in it for years and the Republicans were talking about it for years. Pizzagate. And Pizzagate was fake. And yet now that the Republicans found out that it's only Republicans in the pedophiles, they're not talking about it. In fact, they're covering it up. Jenna, catch the fuck up, you slowpoke loser. Expensive health that's barely good enough? What in the fuck are you people talking about? Free health care is paid by general taxation. Seems to upset MAGA types who want to pay more for health insurance. Really dumb. And yet, I'd rather have my tax dollars go to pay for Americans to get health care than to blow up cities overseas. MAGA cult idiots. Correct, Dirty Dingus. Correct as always. The never-ending Hasan derangement cycle to try and divide the Big Ten is exactly what Third Way Tweet had in mind when they first launched this racist Islamophobic smear campaign. It has been bad faith, bigoted, and ineffective for many months now. I don't see that changing. Third Way represents a form of corporate media-fueled shallow divide and conquer politics that voters are fed up with. So Third Way is a centrist organization run by right-wing billionaires whose entire goal is to keep the Democratic Party in the center. So they don't want to tax billionaires, they don't want to give you health care, and they want to continue sending bombs overseas. Third Way is a violent terrorist organization, and we need to lump them against the wall with the same Nazi pedophiles in the MAGA pedo party. I'm not even kidding. Why are we letting these terrorists dictate our policy? They literally support the ICE Nazis. Why are we allowing these people to walk free? If we don't allow the ICE Nazis to walk free, we should not let these centrist hacks that are doing the same fucking thing. We shouldn't. There should be no safe space for Nazis. I don't think you banned me, not yet anyway. Correct, but I'm about to if you keep saying stupid shit that is easily disproven. Pizza was also the code word in the Epstein for when they were looking for a certain type of girl. Yeah, funny how the coincidences. It's funny how the Republican crime party knew everything about Epstein and how there was a pedo cabal and there was an island and children were molested there. They knew all of that, and it was always everyone else. But then when we got the actual Epstein files, turns out the people making the accusations were the ones in those files. Funny how that works. Epstein is in the Trump files? That's good. The government is incompetent. Why would you want them in charge of our healthcare? My brother in Christ, have you not seen the capitalist healthcare system? Oh, someone was saying free and laughing about it when they know by free we mean paid for by taxes. Oh, okay, Darkstar. Pizzagate was Republicans projecting and telling on themselves. Exactly. Exactly, Animate Your Life. Not only that, but again, Alex Jones, one of the biggest purveyors of the Epstein files, right, had child sexual abuse material on his laptop when he was getting deposed for the Sandy Hook fraud lawsuit. He had pedo fucking material on his laptop. Every single accusation is a confession. Direct Luminosity, welcome back, good sir. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your sub. Excuse me, I said our healthcare system is expensive and is barely good enough and keeps you going back to the doctors. Okay, so you want to keep the shitty healthcare system that we have? What? I don't understand what you're saying, Samuel Eastro6251. Why? Because Bibi has the Epstein tapes. Yep, that's why Trump does what he wants. Warmonger Mark Levin. What a great name. Love the Anti-Fascist Backroom. Automatic like and subscribe. Thank you, brother. That's fucking funny. That's a brilliant username. Zach Hodgson 4113. Welcome. MAGA, the government wouldn't be performing the health care. The doctors would be performing the health care. The government just pays for it. Get a clue. I love to punch fascists. I have no problem with violence against fascists. You would love that clip of Spider-Man beating the fuck out of Jake Lang. They are a cult of personality. Absolutely. What? First I heard of that with Alex Jones. Yeah, Alex Jones is a pedophile. He had child sex abuse material on his laptop. Hey, E-Queer. Enjoy listening in while you're doing dishes. The chat has been insane today, so I don't even know if I'm going to get to all my stuff I want to cover. So this is what's behind Third Way. The New York Times reported earlier this month that Bennett's Wall Street-funded org Third Way would spend $15 million to discredit the left. So again, the left are the people that want to give you free health care, tax the rich, provide a living wage, right? End forever wars. That's what the left wants, and because Wall Street cannot have that, that directly threatens their bottom line. So they spend $15 million to try and discredit us. Meanwhile, people like Neera Tanden do their job for them, right? People like Hakeem Jeffries, Ken Martin, they all do their work for them. They are bought and paid for by fucking Wall Street, and we need to cast them the fuck out. Name-checking El Sayed, even if it meant handing swing states to Trump. Here's the other thing. They don't even care about a majority. They can't even put their own disgusting capitalist bigotry aside to win a majority. So all this vote blue no matter who stuff was absolute bullshit. Even though people who opposed Kamala over her genocide support still plugged their nose and went to the polls and voted for her. I did. I did that because I saw what the Republican pedo party was able to do back during Trump 1.0, right? Plenty of Republicans said they hate Trump, they hate his policy, they hate his personality, they hate everything about him, but he's worse than Hillary. That was they're not right, but that was their viewpoint. That was their logic. So they literally there's Republicans describing it as them just plugging their nose and voting for Hillary. There are people Republicans in Congress that said the same thing. So if they could do it, so could I. Us progressives and leftists, we sucked it up, We just sucked it up, and we went and we voted for Kamala. And it got us fucking nothing but 4 more years of fascism, tyranny, and the centrists trying to discredit us again. No fucking more. No more. If they want to burn, the Republicans, or excuse me, Democrats, what's the difference at this point? Democrats will literally, the centrists, the establishment, the Neera Tandons, the Hakeem Jeffries, the Chuck Schumers, they will literally burn the house down around you rather than let a leftist into the house to save you. That is the legacy of the establishment. We've been pleading with Democrats to disavow Hasan Piker for a while now, and not everyone has loved that advice, but we were right. This is the guy who wants to discredit the left. This is the guy who doesn't want us to tax billionaires. This ugly motherfucker, this rich Epstein lookalike. It's like if Michael Cohen and Jeffrey Epstein had a fuck baby. That's what this guy looks like. This is the guy telling us you can't get health care. This is the guy saying strap on a gun and go to war for Israel. This is the guy who's saying you get taxed and I don't because I'm a billionaire. That's what this guy is. These people are the enemy. I said it yesterday. The order of our enemy goes like this: Donald Trump, the Republican pedo party, centrist Democratic establishment. That is the order of our enemies. I agree with you, SCV Troy 4527. I agree with you on the pedophile thing. Any pedophile should put down. There's no rehabilitation for anybody that does anything to a kid. Okay, see, finally, we're finding some common ground. Only developed country with a national healthcare system available for all is the U.S., who are forced to get health insurance. We don't go bankrupt to pay for insurance. Yeah, we are so fucked. We're so fucked. America is so fucked, everybody. Who is going to pay for that free healthcare? The taxpayer. You're already paying for this shit. Tammy Pierce 7491, you're already paying for people's health care because when bills don't get paid, that shit goes into collections, and then those health insurance companies get tax write-offs, and they get bailed out by the government. You're already paying for the free health care, except no one's getting the health care. The billionaires are just collecting your tax dollars and giving you fucking nothing for it. Direct Luminosity, what's this clip? Let me see. This Direct Luminosity, I'm putting a lot of trust in you right now. Flying knee to the fascist. Direct Luminosity, you did not let me down. I put my faith in you, and you did not let me down. Who pays for Israel's free health care? T. Keller 39, I do have to push back on this a little bit. We don't pay for Israel's free health care. We give money to Israel's military, but we do not give money to Israel's healthcare system. There is potentially an argument to say that the money we give can be rerouted from the from the military to the healthcare system, but there's no evidence of that. I just have to push back on that a little bit. Tammy, are you stupid? We just talked about how it's paid for with taxes. Thank you, Darkstar. Everyone deserves this. Yes, we do. Change the... Farkle 1 or 2 says, change the Great Lake names to lower inflation. That'll do it. That'll do it. We have Lake Montana instead of Lake Ontario. We have it here. Now we have Lake Detroit instead of Lake Michigan. Oh, wait, Michigan's already a state. I forgot that. I forgot Michigan is a state. I forget that I'm in America, and America has state names. Like Michigan, great name, great name. I want it every single time, every single time. Liberals will always side with fascists. Absolutely correct. Everyone, bud, just like in... I can't keep up with the chat! Everyone, bud, just like in first world countries... What? Everyone pays who can afford to pay via general taxation because it's not profit-based with shareholder to pay, but it's cheaper. If we were just to tax the rich, we'd be able to afford the health care. And those taxes are instead being used to bail out billionaires instead of universal health care. Exactly. That's the problem, is we keep bailing out billionaires while we, the people, keep suffering. Universal health care doesn't exist in the United States, dude. The money isn't going to something else instead of that because there's no bill for that in the first place. Correct. Free health care is actually cheaper. Also correct. What happens when the government denies health procedures someone needs? Villamonelli 1. What do you think the capitalist system does currently? Have you not heard of United Healthcare? There was kind of a big deal with a guy who was denied treatment from United Healthcare. Might want to look that up. I think that is going to mark this age. Spider-Man punching a Nazi who started a riot. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. The U.S. system had become so wedded to everything needs to be monetized and end up with your insurance-based healthcare system where people get excluded because they can't afford it. Here's the thing. If you were to remove health insurance, you would still get treatment. You just need a payer system. That's all. And that would be the government. You go to the doctor, government pays the bill, cha-ching, done. Literally dozens of countries outside of the U.S. do this and have a much better success rate than we do. They have free healthcare because they don't have to pay for their genocidal military. That's a better way to say it. Yeah, direct luminosity. I agree. If we, I think he meant tax the wealthy, like we used to in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, we wouldn't have the problems that we have now. Not taxed. Yeah, I agree, Darkstar. If you're paying for healthcare, you're already paying for other people's healthcare. You're also paying the CEO of the insurance company. Yeah, that's what people also don't understand. If you're paying insurance, you're already paying for other people's healthcare. Very good point, Equeer. I hadn't thought of it like that. Hakeem Jeffries tweeting about Hasan Piker, but nothing about the voter suppression decision made today by Trump's crooked Supreme Court is exactly why this goofball should not be the Speaker of the House. There are real threats to address, and you are not addressing them, Hakeem. I just got to say, it's fucking crazy that DSA discourse gets 10 times the coverage that a senior advisor to the President of the United States is getting, despite the fact that she is doubling down, deporting millions of Americans purely on the basis of their religion. This is un-American. Laura Loomer is un-American. Laura Loomer is an America-hating fascist. She needs to go, either out of this country or to jail. This is a bigger deal, her wanting to deport people because of religion, than anything that Hassan or Abdul al-Sayed have said. Israel First Dem censured Rashida alongside the GOP in the early stages of genocide. They lost the election to Trump. I'll still push to get people involved in politics to run for local office and to force this party to be responsive to the demands of the American voters. This is Hassan in response to Hillary Scholten saying she won't put her name on campaign literature with Abdul al-Sayed. She also doesn't want to put a part of a unified campaign with Abdul al-Sayed. I have long said I will not campaign with someone who continues to associate with Hasan Piker. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Hillary Scholten supports this. This is what Hillary Scholten supports. IDF kills 14-year-old and hangs an Israeli flag on a mosque in a separate West Bank raid. This is what this woman stands for. We need to get rid of her. She has to go. I don't know when she's next up for election, but she should be a target. We should start organizing. We should start looking at who a candidate could be that could take her out. We need to start looking at how we can get door knockers, how we can get phone bankers. What are we going to do to get rid of this Zionist, racist, pedophile supporting, genocidal baby killer? What are we going to do? We need to start thinking long term to get rid of these people. Jesus, the chat is insane today. What countries do it and have a better success rate? Jesus Christ, Villamanilli. Canada, South Korea, Italy, the UK, fucking Brazil. There's literally over a dozen countries. Just look, Google search the best healthcare organizations, best healthcare systems in the world, and you will find America near the bottom. Jesus Christ, dude. I can't tell if you're asking in good faith or not, and it's really starting to annoy me. Why is AIPAC allowed to influence our elections? Because we have too many traitors in this country. How much more taxes should we have to pay to get universal health care? We should pay none. It should be the billionaires. What is so difficult for you to get? All of them have better outcomes. Every single country that has universal health care has better outcomes than the United States. Villy Manili, we would save money on universal health care by eliminating the insurance mafia. Villy Manili, Canada? Yes, dude, Canada. That's one of them. Mexico as well. Yeah, see Independence Live. Mexico is going to introduce national health care. Canada already has it. Mexico already introduced national health care. They did, but I don't think it's gone into effect yet. You think so? So you trust your government? Do you trust this government? Do you trust the capitalist government? Do you trust your insurance? My God, dude. Okay, if you're going to keep doing this fucking bullshit, I'm just going to mute you because I don't have time for this shit. Yes, Canada has better. You're not even asking in good faith. Like, it'd be one thing if you were asking this to actually learn and maybe think, but you're not. You're just asking it because you're a dumb fucking bitch in my chat, and you're going to get muted if you keep this shit up. Yes, Canada has better outcomes than the United States does. That's correct. You can look it up. The government doesn't provide the health care. The doctors do. The government is how we pay for it. Have you heard of the MAID program in Canada? All right, you're muted. I'm sick of this shit. Literally, while Americans go bankrupt every fucking day in this country because of health insurance, while other people die because they can't get medication because corporate profits are not high enough, so they jacked up life-saving medication, and this motherfucker is like, but did you hear about the MAID program in Canada? Shut the fuck up, dude. Cool about Mexico, fucking Brazil, calm down, dickhead. I don't know who calm down, dickhead is in reply to. Better not be me, motherfucker. And in Mexico, it also applies to U.S. citizens that are dual citizens. Oh, right. Doesn't matter how you try to shake this out when we know for a fact that Canada has better health outcomes than the United States does. Again, you can look this up, but it seems like you don't care. You can also just go to Canada. You will see a much less obesity rate in Canada than America. It's literally cheaper for us to pay for universal health care than insurance, correct? Canadians are hosers. Hey, hoser, don't you talk bad about my Canada now. Don't you talk bad about my native country here. Universal health care would save money for the United States. Fuck the people. Oh, that's a weird thing to say. U.S. citizens are being ripped off by corporate insurance companies. Government is just a bunch of dumbass fucktards. Yet you are told it's the best. Ripped off. There is no government. It's a corporate cunt fest. Yikes. Independence. Exactly. Canadians are drunks. Well, it's cold. We can't go outside. What else do you want us to do? Fuck stupid people. Love Canada. Canadians are drunks. And again, this is the kind of stuff, if it weren't for the centrist hacks like Hillary Schulten, these people who are actually dangers to the community, we could be talking about shit that actually matters. Trump buys up to 500,000 in Boeing stock on June 18th. That same day, Boeing receives an $880 million contract from the U.S. Navy. We could be talking about that. We could be talking about this.
25 years to balance the budget. We'll do it much faster, folks.
We're going to get the balanced budget.
Carl, we owe $19 trillion. We're going to start paying off debt.
We have to start, getting rid of debt. We're going to pay down debt. We're going to get rid of our deficit, or largely get rid of it.
We will start paying off our $20 trillion in debt.
We're going to start paying down debt. We have a lot of debt. We can wipe out that debt by being smart. The $35 trillion in debt, we're going to pay it off. We're going to get it done fast, too. But we're going to pay down our national debt. We're going to pay off debt. We'll start paying off debt. And we're going to reduce debt. We will also...
Okay, so you get the picture. Catherine Rampell and JVL roll the tape on years of Trump repeatedly promising to pay down the national debt, only to watch it keep climbing. Who could have guessed that the guy who filed for bankruptcy 6 times may not have totally meant it when he said he was going to pay off debt? We could be talking about this. We could be talking about this. We could be making this an issue, but, Hasan Piker. I paid $2,500 for power. This is a thing that's happening to black folks in Indiana. They've lost their power, and their prices are going up.
We ain't got no food, no electricity.
I paid $2,500 for power. I'm still out of power 2 weeks later.
NIPSCO full of shit. They ain't did nothing for us.
I'm in Gary, Indiana, a majority black city where tens of thousands of people have been without power for 2 weeks following severe storms.
And I have never seen a storm so devastating in my entire life.
Residents in the region have been outraged with their power company, NIPSCO, Indiana's second largest utility power company that services...
The one thing that I wish that More Perfect Union would do more of is let's see these people's faces. Who is behind NIPSCO? Who are the CEO? Who's the COO? Who's the CFO? Who's the regional, manager? We need to be looking at these people. We need to know their faces, know their names, know thine enemy.
Is 1.4 million Hoosiers.
After about day 3, a lot of us were getting worried. Okay, we pay our money, we pay our utility bills, but we have not heard from NIPSCO.
While infrastructure is being developed across the state to support its 125 data centers, somehow this working class community is struggling to get the basic utilities they need restored while having to pay.
Remember this was an issue under Biden when they were saying there's going to be empty grocery stores? This is happening right now. Where else have you seen this story? Where else have you seen this story on corporate media?
Higher rates than ever.
We probably saw like an increase of, I want to say like between 30 and 50% increase in our utility bills.
2 years ago, Blackstone, a private equity firm, bought a nearly 20% equity stake in NIPSCO, and rates have skyrocketed since.
My first NIPSCO bill was $450. My last NIPSCO bill was $2,500. NIPSCO is almost like the price of our rent. They're being very greedy, and our prices are very high, and we're not getting much service.
Why haven't we been made a priority to get our power back? Personally, I think data centers have been made the priority.
Gary is a working class city where the average income is less than $40,000, and it's located in the middle of Data Center Alley. NIPSCO's parent company, NiSource, is creating a data center only utility and throwing resources there. Meanwhile, the residents of Gary have been suffering.
In terms of rural areas that house a large black population, a large brown population, making sure that they have power is not exactly high on the list of priorities.
A community that lacks resources, that is a food desert at times, that lacks in the educational system, that lacks resources from government. Why isn't this getting the attention that it truly needs?
So there's a couple of things. First of all, whoever the next Democratic president is needs to direct the DOJ to immediately arrest the people behind NIPSCO. Immediately. No questions asked. I don't care. Trump did it. Trump did it. I'm serious. Do the same shit they do to us. I'm tired of the Democrats are the only fucking people who could enter a single person race and come in second. That's the power of the Democratic Party. And I'm fucking sick of it. These people running NIPSCO should be jailed. They should not be walking our streets. They should not be breathing our air. They should be jailed. Further, Democrats, I don't know how to tell you this, but black folk, they are the backbone of the Democratic Party. If you are not supporting them, you are not trying to win an election. This is also, we could be talking about all of this. We could be talking about this. 2 people have died in Pennsylvania from measles, the State Department, Health Department said Tuesday. Both were unvaccinated. Literally because of RFK. Literally, the Trump Republicans are murderers. They're murderers. We could be talking about this. Laura Loomer, the groomer, is still targeting Muslims and violating the First Amendment. It's genuinely alarming that this isn't dominating the news cycle. A senior White House advisor is calling for the mat. Oh, I already covered this one. We could be talking about this, though. A reminder, the Rogers allies hosted racist, violent extremist Jake Lang, who was just arrested. And yet no one asked Rogers to disavow anyone because Dems and the liberal media are joining with GOP and Fox to obsess over Piker. Infuriating. The double standards are brazen. The Democrats could be turning the tide. They could be putting the stakes on them. Why is Mike Rogers campaigning with pedophile Jake Lang? Why is Mike Rogers campaigning with felon Jake Lang? Why is Mike Rogers campaigning with Nazi that hates Jews Jake Lang? Why? We could be talking about this. There are 0 transleads in the WNBA, but there are a bunch of women who were assaulted by Epstein and his buddies, and the president is covering it up. Sounds like a bigger issue. Again, we could be talking about this. Hakeem Jeffries has spent the last week defending Randy Fine, who's a Republican terrorist, meeting with Jared Kushner and condemning Hasan Piker. This is where their priorities are. We were told it was only about illegal immigration. The U.S. is preparing to rescind up to 200,000 business and tourism visas in the largest mass visa revocation ever. This will be devastating to local communities. This will be devastating to businesses. We could be talking about this. We could be talking about this, but instead, we have to talk about Hasan fucking Piker because the Democrats are shitty at politics. Holy shit, the chat popped off. There's a lot of drinking in Scotland. Yes, there is. Can we get the guillotine out now? United States national ass. Again, I am never in favor of violence. I am in favor of accountability. And that would start with getting these billionaires all behind bars. Canada has legal weed and independence is nice. Yep. Canada's are stoners, not drunks. I'm not sure about that. Some of my Canadian fellows can really drink. Uh-oh, it's Luigi time. Again, I understand the reflex to go to that. We're pissed. The reason we want to go to Luigi, the reason we want to go to the guillotine option is because we have been robbed of our democratically elected ways of holding power to account. There's not going to be any prosecutions because the Trump DOJ is compromised in favor of capitalist pedophiles. And even then, if there was a Democrat in charge, there's not going to be any prosecutions because they are weak capitalist-bought pigs. That is why people are so angry and rushing to judgment with shirts saying, shoot your local pedophile, like that guy at the Trump rally. There is a reason we're so pissed, and this cannot last. It's only going to get worse in this country. There's only going to be more violence unless we have true accountability, and that is going to start with jailing the billionaires. You can't argue against the MAID program. You're a dumb piece of shit. You don't want people to hear about it. You shouldn't meet people. Oh, my God. You literally had to jump on an alt? You're a fucking pedophile prick. Get the fuck out of my chat, you freak-ass loser. Nobody gives a fuck about the MAID program. We're talking about American shit, and here you are talking about Canada. You want to talk about the MAID program because you want to talk about the Epstein files, you fucking pedophile. Are you in Canada bitching about the U.S.? No, I'm in I'm in California, but my family are all Canadian. The debt is not real. I mentioned this. The debt is imaginary. The debt is made up. Dude, made us off topic. Health insurance companies let people die for profit. Again, it's just a distraction, E-Queer. They can't. It's just like the Zionists have to blame everything. Every criticism is anti-Semitic. The fucking Nazis, like Mr. Gregory Poopsicle, have to bring up the MAID program because they can't talk about how much of a failure the capitalist U.S. health insurance system is. If Trump had no money, he would have Hillary? Bitch has no power. I don't understand that at all. Yet the data centers are still getting power. They need to be shut. That's the other thing. We need to start bulldozing these data centers immediately. Aaron Russo says, what the fuck is wrong here? I don't know who Aaron Russo is. Mr. Pallid says fuck and then poop singles emojis. I don't know. Bedtime for me. Bye. Bye, Independence Live. Sorry, I didn't say. I think you already left, but bye. Infrastructure on MTV. Who's the mayor of Gary, Indiana? That's that Mr. Gregory Poopsicle, the mega pedophile. We should not have to pay anything or sacrifice our water for data centers. Hello at Strange Equivalent, you piece of shit. Direct Luminosity is just a bot. Enjoy the stream, you fucking bot. Okay, you know. Oh my God. Enjoy those service bitches. Those data centers are an enemy of the people. Absolutely. What is everyone doing wrong with that legal name? I don't get it. You know, the one that's on that fucking birth certificate. Do legal names pop out of your mother the same day you do? Fuck no. What are you? I'm so confused, United States National. Then when you turned 16, you went down to the DMV, gave your biological date of birth, that legal name, and you fucking lied under penalty of perjury. Did you know that? What? United States National, are you okay? What? Did I miss something? What are you talking about? Allison Anna Rosie asks, are you a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter? Neither. I hate both of them. I hate Trump more, though, if that helps. English McCormick, not the one-legged race? What? Remember not too long ago, measles were declared eradicated. Yeah, until Trump got in charge. Some fucking dumbass that has one of those state-issued ID cards in their wallet like a motherfucker in order to get that Liars Club. I don't know what you're talking about, United States National. Alyssina Rosie asks, is this guy Trump or Biden? I am neither. I voted for Biden, but I hate Biden. There's a difference. So are doctors injecting chemotherapy into cancer patients, which is like pouring on acid? Doctors are fighting. I am so confused. Hi, Levi. Welcome. Horror Fun 23 says, you want to get sued, buddy? Sued for what? Calling you a pedophile? Yeah, and then let's poke a fucking hole in that tumor so all the toxic shit spreads everywhere inside of you. Perfect. United States National, what are you talking about? Lawsuits coming soon, buddy. Yeah, good luck with that. You're a pedophile. I'm from Iran, and I don't know how I feel about U.S. politics because Trump is a bad guy, but Kamala Harris seems like the worst option. Kamala, sadly, was not the worst option, but Kamala Harris was still terrible, which says a lot to get someone like me to vote for Kamala when Trump is so awful. Bye, Levi. Jefferson and Schumer often act as an extension of the GOP. Why do you think when 8 Republicans voted no for a bill, magically 8 Dems voted yes in the past? Yeah, Mark Levin, Warmonger Mark Levin, you're talking about the rotating villain theory, which is, of course, what the Democrats do. Anytime that they need to have some credibility, they can push these other people that, you know, are retiring or are in safe seats, and then they can push them to take unpopular votes to make sure the status quo is maintained. We've seen that time and time again. This channel is being reported in about 5 minutes, buddy. Oh, no, Horror Fun. Are you going to cry about my content, you whiny little bitch? Are you going to cry, Horror Fun 23, you whiny little bitch? You whiny pussy baby bitch. Cry more, you fucking loser.
And there were...
TechCast, what is your most spicy take? The world would be better if billionaires were the targets of a genocide. Why don't you just go back to Fox and shut the fuck up? Thank you, Warmonger Mark Levin. Kamala, at the very worst, wouldn't have been bad as Trump domestically. I don't know if she would have left Iran alone. I agree, eQueer. Abby Meyer J50 says, hi, Mr. Russell. Hello, Abby. Much as Kamala sucks, she was a way better choice than Trump. I agree. Y'all need to get a formidable opponent against Trump because y'all are giving him easy dubs. Allison Anaruzzi, I love how you have a better grasp on American politics not being from America than the actual Democrats do. Very well said. What do you mean Trump is done after this? Huh? Did I say that? Trump is in the Trumpstein files more than he's ever been in Melania. God help us today. That's good. That's good. No, Allison or Rosie, I respect you. I'm agreeing with you. Abby Meyer. Oh, we have a trigger mega pedophile. So remember, every accusation is a confession from the MAGA pedophile party, right? So Abby Meyer says, this YouTuber knows exactly what a pedophile is. Why don't you tell him about your past? Takes one to know one, right? Is that because you know for a fact that... On the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump hey, Abby Meyer. What's this? Yes, he is. What's this, Abby Meyer? Hey, Abby Meyer, what's this? You see how Trump's personal attorney is saying they won't prosecute anyone in the Epstein files because Trump is in the Epstein files and you're a pedophile? See how that works, Abby Meyer? You're good, Allison. That seems kind of safe. Whole fuck billionaire stuff, etc. Come on, give me something spicy. What is something you really think is a bit whoa? I don't know if I have spicy takes like that. I've been asked that before, and yeah, I don't think I have any. Oh no, someone said Trump. We were giving Trump's easy dubs what he's done after this term. Well, I mean, Darkstar, though, they're not wrong. Like, the Democrats have been giving them dub after dub after dub. I don't care if it's Trump's side or the Kamala side, but whoever was in the Epstein files and his wrongdoings needs to be convicted. You see how easy that is, Allison? If only we could get more people like you, honestly. Honestly, attacking Iran is very unpopular here in the U.S., correct. So, again, we could be talking about all this shit, but instead, we have to focus on Hasan Piker. So, this is interesting, though, to see. So, after Jeffries met with Jared Kushner, James Carville, of all people, said this.
On one thing, there is no disagreement. There's unanimity. And it is simply this. In the opinion of every Democrat in the United States, progressive, moderate, middle of the road, left, fuck, I don't know, whatever you want, we believe one thing above all. These people are a pack of felons and traitors. And
This is the hardest that I think I've ever seen James Carville go. Like, I thought he went pretty hard on Hasan Piker, but our man Carville was clearly holding back.
You do not meet with them. You do not meet with them. There's only one thing you can do with people that you genuinely believe deep inside of every fabric of your body are a pack of thieves and a pack of traitors. That's what we believe. And we going to set out to prove that. And so you meet with Jared Kushner, we need to drag his ass before a committee and find about what backdoor dealing whorehouse shit he's got going on with Steve Witkoff and everybody else.
Did you hear this, motherfucker? We got the Cajun man saying the word whorehouse. We got to find out what kind of whorehouse deal they got with Steve Witkoff. We got to find this out right here. Holy shit, I never thought, oh my God, I never thought I would see this side of James Carville. Wow.
We're not going to be nice to you. We don't like you. None of you. Now, if there comes a certain time where it have to keep the government open and you gotta, yes, if you're forced by that, okay, you gotta meet with them and cut a deal. Not before. Fuck these people. If you sitting there saying, I'm taking a meeting with them, and then people out there knocking on doors, can't sleep at night, stand up in angst, worrying about what the hell is going to happen in the country, $40 fucking trillion in debt, in an idiotic war, we're getting the shit kicked out of us. They have no idea what they're doing.
I know.
They're making every backdoor bullshit deal they can. And well, meet with them. Don't meet with them. Don't have anything to do with them. Say any business we have is going to be conducted with you under oath. Subject to aggressive discovery.
Holy shit. James Carville got the codes and he launched a nuke. My God. Holy crap, man. I'm fucking speechless. I never thought, wow, after the whole bullshit he did about, well, Hasan this and Hasan that and harder, for him to come out and do this, wow, dude. Wow, okay. This is what we need, though. This is how you have a big tent. Honestly, this is how you have a big tent, because you put aside the bullshit and you focus on what matters. Jared Kushner is a traitor to America. He is a pedophile supporter. Potentially, he's the new Epstein, maybe. We don't know. And he focuses on the issue. Honestly, agreeing with James Carville prior to this video should have been a crime. This is crazy to see. This is crazy. Do you understand what you have done to me, Hakeem Jeffries? Make me agree with James Carville? This is a moral injury. Holy shit, dude. Wow. Wow. That was something. That was something. Trump is a criminal, should be in prison. Yes. Trump is the king of Trumpophilia. Paid off. Paid off. Good one. He's doing everything the billionaires are asking him to do. Yeah. I think that this is the billionaires, we have to make them the enemy. And when Hakeem Jeffries goes and meets with them, that doesn't fucking help. Now we need to watch old school whenever we see this guy. Great. Is James Carville in Old School? I don't remember that. You don't try to find common ground with a crook. You prosecute it. I'm agreeing with James Carville for once. I know. It's so crazy. Just when you thought the world couldn't be more in the upside down, James Carville comes out and makes sense. It's crazy. If you're so worried about Trump and Epstein, why don't you donate money to the victims and Tim Tebow's foundation? But you won't because he is Christian. You are fake. You truly don't care. Hey, Jenna D'Amico 1062, why not just release the fucking Epstein files? You pedophile-supporting cunt! Just release the fucking Epstein files and shut the fuck up! Release the fucking Epstein files! Shut the fuck up about your Christian Tim Tebow bullshit! Release the fucking Epstein files! God damn! We don't need to donate to organizations. You know what organization exists to prosecute pedophiles? The Department of Motherfucking Justice. Release the fucking Epstein files and shut your bitch ass, pedo defending ass up. Get that shit out of my fucking chat. You fucking pedophile. Shut the fuck up. I ain't got time for your shit. Holy fuck, dude. Damn Carville. I haven't agreed with Carville since 1998, but I'm loving this. It's fucking weird. You look whiter and blonder today, brother. Gee, thanks, Hamzi. Nice to see you, too. How's everything in Tunisia? Are you sweating? Watch out, Allison. You'll be next on James Russell's pedo list. Google this guy. There is a ton of allegations on this YouTuber. Oh, so you're just a pedophile and now you're into straight defamation, says little bow wow _ Bo. Remember, every accusation is a confession. I'm out here saying release the Epstein files, and pedophiles like little _ bow wow _ BO are pushing the narrative against me because they would rather distract from the simple fact that they're pedophiles in the Epstein files. Again, this channel was just made in March 15, 2026. It's literally only a sock puppet account to harass people, to harass leftists. That's all it is, which is exactly what the Democratic establishment is doing against Hasan Piker, right? So this pedophile, little _ bow wow _ Bo, is doing exactly the Fox fake news talking point, right? They push bullshit out there, bullshit accusations to deflect from the real problem, which is the Trump-Epstein pedo cabal, and then rather than focus on the issue, which is the Trump-Epstein pedo cabal, they're going to go down this rabbit hole of bullshit. That's what they do. And then, meanwhile, that makes it easier, while you're looking at me, over nothing, little _ bow wow _ Bo can keep stalking their local elementary school. That's how these pedophiles work. Carville is an old political operative, Clinton era. Oh, yeah, that's true. In Iran, we have some political speakers against the regime and for the regime, but unfortunately, people want people that are the interest for Israel and us to be in charge, which would destroy Iran. I've had people in here from Iran actually support the Iranian regime, and, well, they've changed their tactics since then. I'm sweating. It's 116! Holy shit, in the middle of the night, Hamzi? But I thought in the desert it, cools off, doesn't it? Jesus. Unfortunately, I have to say in Iran, pedophiles are executed when proven guilty, and Iran is a very bad country, but it's surprising that Iran executes anyone who is proven guilty of pedophilia and not the U.S. Well, they had... Fun story, Allison. They had a law in Florida to give the death penalty to anyone found guilty of pedophilia, and then the person that co-sponsored that law, a Republican that used to work for the governor, Ron DeSantis, was jailed for being a pedophile. Full circle. Trump trolls, yep. I think I said it badly. It's unfortunate that they don't get executed in the U.S. Yeah. I got what you meant, Ellison. We don't execute pedophiles. We make them president. So fucking true. So this is what Hakeem Jeffries gave. This is a statement he gave shortly after meeting with Jeffries, or after the story of meeting. So keep in mind, he met with Jeffries like a couple weeks ago, even I think a month or two ago, and the story is just breaking. So Hakeem Jeffries, now that he's been outed, has given this.
What's up, y'all? Just finished up an event here in the community.
Oh my God, he can't even record a video with fucking dual stereo. He records it in mono. Holy shit,
in
dude.
Brooklyn. I want to give you a little real
What is
talk
this
on this Jared Kushner
I didn't realize it was fucking
situation.
St. Patty's Day. He's such a
he
fucking
asked for
clown.
a meeting, and I took it to discuss the affordability crisis that exists that is not a hoax.
That alone is enough reason for him to not get his job back. You took a meeting with the very person who is causing the affordability crisis, and you believe they were acting in good faith. You are a naive fuckhead. You have no business being anywhere near the halls of power. None at all.
At the same period of time, I shouldn't have to say it, but I am.
I do love how he's also trying to like copy Obama's dramatic pauses, and it's just cringe. My butthole is puckered just listening to this. It's just cringe.
No one is going to get a pass. We're going to hold every single member of the Trump cartel accountable.
How can you believe this, though? This guy wouldn't even go into what's that called? He wouldn't go into a shutdown because he wanted to fund ICE, right? He's against impeachment. If he's against impeachment, why in the fuck would we ever trust him to be in favor of, like, investigations? Why?
Beginning on day one.
Oh my
stealing
God.
From the American people,
he has zero
shortchanging
riz.
the American
Holy
people,
shit, dude.
Or screwing over the American people.
He's
you're
a horrible
going to be
public
held
speaker.
Accountable. We're going to follow the facts, apply the law, and be guided by the Constitution.
Jesus Christ. They're going to
Beginning
prescribe
on
this
day
instead of
one,
watching this
and
video instead of
hold
Ambien to
the
sleep.
crooks accountable. And that's what we've done as House Democrats from the beginning of this Congress. We battled the Trump administration on tariffs.
No, you
battled
haven't.
them on Medicaid. Battled them on Epstein. Battled them on nutritional assistance. Battled them on the Affordable Care Act. Battled them on the reckless war of choice in Iran. Battled them on ICE funding. And battle them
Damn, his teeth
on
are
the
crooked.
unprecedented corruption unleashed on the American people. And we've delivered results. Pam Bondi is gone.
Look at his bottom row of teeth. Looks like a fence after a tornado came through.
Kristi Noem is gone.
Look at that crooked shit.
And we're just getting
Also, floss,
started.
motherfucker. What is that?
At the same period of time,
God, he's making me like...
the affordability crisis in this country is very real. It needs to be dealt with. I hear about it every day. In the community in Brooklyn and all across the country, wherever I may be, people are drowning in this failed economy and are demanding action. We have a responsibility to deal with the fact that life is too expensive. Far too many people are stressed the F out when it's time to go to the grocery store, pay the rent, or put gas in the tank.
Goofy son of a bitch.
That's crazy. That should not be happening in the United States of America, and we have a responsibility
This is so
to
cringe.
address it. And that's what we intend to do.
God, there's some people, like, you've seen great speeches. You know, again, Mel Gibson is a horrible person, but like Braveheart, right? Or Patton in World War II. You've seen there's some great example of speeches to motivate the troops, but holy shit. If this motherfucker was giving a speech to storm the walls of fucking Frankfurt Castle or whatever the fuck it was in Braveheart, everybody would have joined the other side. What a an unbelievably uninspiring speech. It looked like this is the consultant brain. He has absolutely no passion. He has zero you can see he doesn't care about anything he's saying. Oh my God, what an awful speech. I will say this though, the fact that he had to give this video shows that he's shook, right? Thou art shooketh. Because otherwise the centrists would want to move on from this. They'd want to do something else. But the fact that he had to give this statement is good for us because that means we had an impact. But holy shit, this whole thing was so fucking cringe. Now, moving on to the next point. This is J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois. I also met with Leader Jeffries this week. We both know we have to do all we can to hold every part of the Trump cartel accountable. Jared Kushner clearly requested a meeting so he could leak he had one, and I don't think Democrats should be divided by MAGA tricks. And yet, here's the thing. J.B. Pritzker also is weak and ineffective. He has refused to make any prosecutions against the ICE Nazi terrorists. Why would we trust either of these people who are not fighting for us even now? They have the opportunity now to fight, to recommend prosecutions, to order prosecutions in some places, as in J.B. Pritzker's case, and they're not doing it. So why the fuck would we ever think that once they're in charge, they're going to flip a switch and do it? They won't. This is a desperate plea for power. This is them, especially this statement, this is them realizing they are losing control of the narrative, right? They're caught with their pants down, and we need to push them. This guy should not be speaker. And we should make sure our votes are contingent on that. Democrat candidates, you want our vote? Say on the record and commit to making sure that you vote against Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer as Speaker. That is how you get our vote. And meanwhile, the Democratic establishment, although Joe Walsh is a Republican, but Republicans are going to Republican, a Democrat who will not condemn this, who will not condemn him as a Democrat you must not support. Remember, in 2024, a genocide wasn't a good enough reason to abandon Dems, but in 2026, a Twitch streamer is apparently a good enough reason to abandon the Dems. This is exactly correct. We were saying, hey, you'll get votes if you're anti-genocide because, not only is it good politics, it's just, the good thing to do. It's what Superman would do. It's literally what Superman did in the newest movie, where he was like, I was trying to stop a war. They were going to die. It's good politics. But now, because Hasan Piker is saying, hey, stop the genocide so we can hopefully stop anti-Semitism as well, they're saying, no, we can't have that. The Democratic establishment is the enemy. All right, what did I miss? When it's so hot and there's thick clouds, he gets strapped down. Yeah, I get that. I don't support the current regime of Iran because they are extremists and they have very strict rules. But if we got someone that is in the interest of USA or Israel, it would be way worse, honestly. Totally agree, Allison. Totally agree. He thinks that by wearing the hat, he's going to have some credibility. Yeah, dude. Oh my God, it reeks of pandering, right? It reeks of just please give me approval. It's so pathetic. Bitch, you ain't Obama and never will be. No, he will not. So I say it's best for our Iranian regime to stay until the people themselves can revolt against it. Well, yeah, I mean, whatever happens in the country of Iran, that's up to those people. Today was the celebration for the birth of Prophet Muhammad, by the way. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay. Home sweating and happy, no school. Nice, okay. I know we can't remove the Iranian government. Cheers, Hamzi. I don't understand how we're giving the time of day. I don't believe they're going to hold them accountable, but why are they giving these people legitimacy? Because the establishment would rather work with Nazis than help leftists give people health care. That's what it comes down to. You haven't held nobody accountable this term. Hakeem only L's. Yeah, that needs to be an account. Hakeem's L's. Let's make that Twitter account. Hakeem's L's. Thanks, eQueer. MAGA doesn't deserve the legitimacy. Agreed. It's 4:18. I have to sleep, but I have to thank you for standing up for the victims of Epstein and Trump. Have an amazing night, brother. God bless. Yes, Allison, I think you already left, but thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't see this earlier. Be well. He's trying to read cue cards behind the camera or something. I thought the same thing, Apex. But you know what it is? It's these people. What it is, Apex, is the truth is people like Hakeem Jeffries just have consultant brain, right? He's constantly, before he can speak, he has to think, oh, which of my donors am I going to offend? Right? So he has to constantly filter things. That's why he can't speak plainly. That's why Democrats at large can't answer questions. Gavin Newsom, just the other day, I had that clip of him. He was asked, will you be a good president? And he was like, oh, geez, that's a tough question. Because they have to filter everything through the lens of, like, focus polling. right? That's why when you see someone like Abdul El-Sayed be able to speak on their feet, and Mamdani speak truth to passion, speak truth to power, because they actually believe in the shit that they're saying. Hakeem Jeffries, the reason he looks like he's speaking from cue cards is because he doesn't believe in any of the shit that he's saying. He doesn't believe in any of it. He's not going to actually follow through. Look at that speech from, look at this. Look at that speech from Hakeem Jeffries, and then where's the one at Carville, right? Where Carville was just going fucking nuclear. You can see the difference because Carville is actually believing this. That's what it's about. Hakeem, you've been the weakest link. Absolutely. Whole speech reads as so fake. They're assassinating Piker's character because he's right and they don't want to be held account. Exactly. And it's easier for them to assassinate his character rather than it is to debate the facts. Because the facts and the polling, by the way, is on his side. They can't debate that. They have to try and cut him off at the knees rather than, I don't know, do the right thing that the voters want. Democrats are a center-right party. Progressives are the future. I would argue leftists are the future, but I get your point. Okay, where was I? Hamdi Bendas joins Hasan to read a poll of the first six Democratic primary states. Neera Tanden or Josh Keimer who say, no, Israel's not committing a genocide. Yes, we should keep sending weapons. The pro-Palestinian movement is fringe. They're fringe.
You have to be able to say, not just, hey, let's end the weapons funding to Israel, but we're going to hold Israel accountable for what is clearly a genocide. That's what Democratic primary voters are saying in each of these first six states. There is no state that running on that platform of policies of I'm going to sanction Israel, I'm going to cut off all weapons to Israel, I'm going to put an arms embargo on Israel will hurt you in a Democratic primary if you are running for president in the first six states to vote. The numbers are overwhelming. It cannot be denied. The people who are, and I'll just name some, will say Neera Tanden or Representative Josh Gottheimer, who say, no, Israel's not committing a genocide. Yes, we should keep sending weapons. The pro-Palestinian movement is fringe or whatever. They're fringe. And they're giving Democrats bad advice, and they're actually putting Democrats into a nosedive in the same way that we won.
Yeah, I think they understand that it's bad advice. I think that at this point they're more invested in protecting their comfortable sinecures, or they're more invested in protecting this allegiance between themselves and Israel. Whether it's because they're getting a lot of AIPAC money, whether it's like personal sympathies, I can't tell. But ultimately, I think there is this understanding that this issue has become untenable. And there are some who I think are looking for more sophisticated ways of continuing this relationship. But then there are others who are very aggressively posturing against those who speak out against this relationship. And they're not even shying away from leaning into Republican smears as well, as we've seen.
100% correct. Yet again, the polling is clear. Americans do not want to support Israel. We do not want to be tied to Israel. And yet, Democrats like Neera Tanden, Josh Gottheimer, etc., I forgot this fucking freak, all of them want us to stick with Israel. And it's going to just get us fucked. It never ceases to amaze me the lengths the Democrats will go to do the wrong fucking thing. And this is why we need to work even harder in these midterms to get the correct people elected. We have a good slate this time around. Now we need to keep the energy going. Please, by all means, if you can't donate, do a phone banking, do a texting campaign. If you got the time, get out the door and start knocking on other people's doors. Get the vote out. You have 5 people watching. Do you think America deserved 9/11? What the fuck? Of course not. I think I'm hearing shooting or fireworks. I live near a mountain of terrorists. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hamzi, that's not good. I think Americans don't know about those fucking extremists that know nothing about religion and peace are killing us too. Leftist works for me, yeah. Establishment Dems saw the 2024 defeat and are doing all they can to make the midterms competitive after 2 years of MAGA fascism. Keep trying to find new ways of punishing people who critique your emotional support apartheid state. So talking about ICE prices, corruption in Iran. Imagine, like, the polling on ICE prices, corruption in Iran are already pretty much in the gutter. Like, they're piss poor for Trump. Imagine how much worse they could be if Democrats actually united and made it more of an issue instead of talking about Hasan fucking Piker. And this is also the thing, rooting for El-Sayed, but it's incredibly strange that he can't just ditch Piker, who is not even named in the statement, even if he thinks it's throwing him under the bus. It makes it so hard for folks to defend. Why allow the waters to continue to be muddy like this? Insane. And Wajahat Ali nails it. Democrats are the one that made Piker the focus to destroy anyone to the left of Stevens and the establishment. Congrats. Hasan Piker is the boogeyman that the Democrats have chosen, the same way that the Fox Fake News pedophile party has done to choose Hasan Piker, which is a pretty dumb thing to do because Hasan Piker, he's a good-looking dude. He's obviously in very good very good health. That's going to play with a lot of people. And then on top of that, he's well-spoken, right? And he has a lot of conviction in the things that he says, which is why they don't want him on TV speaking, right? There's a reason MS Now, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox Fake News, there's a reason all of those outlets talk shit without ever having him on to comment. Those networks, the corporate media, has Republicans on more than they have Hasan Piker. And that is by design. Because if Hasan Piker was on there to actually give his perspective, to answer questions, right, he would win people over. He would bring people to his cause, which is what the corporate establishment cannot have. So I said the list of our enemies is Trump, Republicans, the establishment. Corporate media is up there. They are up there. So Ken Martin gave that statement earlier. So Mehdi Hasan accurately says, yet another Democratic official making an official statement about a Twitch streamer. Something he didn't even say, by the way. Meanwhile, not a word from these Democrats about Jake Lang, Lorenzo Sewell, Laura Loomer, all the obvious and openly bigoted people on Rogers' side. Again, this debate over Rogers and Hasan could be about Jake Lang, a pedophile Nazi Trump supporter. He literally solicited for nudes from a child. But you would never hear that from corporate media because they never have Hasan Piker on to talk about it. Jake Lang, this is a fact. There are texts showing he solicited for nudes from a child. He is a pedophile. Just like if he had money and he were 20 years older, he'd be in the Epstein files. But we can't talk about that because the Democratic establishment is too fucking busy yapping about Hasan Piker while pedophile Nazis are able to run free. Literally, Laura Loomer, also a pedophile Nazi. She has supported the Great Replacement Theory, a Nazi talking point. That's Laura Loomer, the groomer. She has supported that. But we can't talk about it because Hasan Piker is the anti-Semitic one. Hasan Piker is the one advocating for Jewish safety. He is the one saying the dangers of the Holocaust, the danger of targeting Jews, the dangers of allowing Nazis like Jake Lang and Laura Loomer to run free and unchecked and not challenge them on their opinions. He is the one saying that. Meanwhile, the Democratic establishment calls him anti-Semitic, while Jake Lang literally gave a Nazi salute outside of AIPAC headquarters. He just, a few days ago, held an N-word rally. And given that Democrats are the backbone of the Democratic Party, maybe that might be worth talking about if you're trying to win the black vote in Michigan against Mike Rogers. But Hasan Piker's the real problem. Leftists work for me. Nice. Do we need a third party? I don't know. I don't have a take on that. If you want to have a third party, it needs to actually be grassroots and not astroturfed like Jill Stein and all these other crazies. Not only do we have to stop voting for Republicans, but we have to stop voting for corporate Dems and replace those people with the people on the left. The reason third parties will never work in the United States is because of the two-party system. Until we fix that, there will never be a third party, but it is viable. Yes, we do have to get rid of corporate Dems. Hope it's not shooting. Automatic rifle weapons sound clanky like machine gun parts whacking together. If you want to fix the voting, we need ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting would help a lot. Yes, I agree with you guys on that. Fireworks on a wedding, thank God. Who throws fireworks at 2 a.m.? Drunk people, Humsey. It's a wedding. They're going to be drunk. Didn't the media also have Charlie Kirk on all the time spewing his hate and ignorance? Exactly, Apex, but they won't allow Hasan Piker because, again, they know that Hasan will actually win people over. The argument is not I live in a mansion, so therefore you can live in a mansion. It's I live in a mansion, you live in a shithole. I don't understand that point, SCV. I bet you anything if Hasan was a white Christian saying what he's been saying, then he would be favorably supported. I think that's a big factor, but the fact that he's, Muslim-looking and gets labeled as a Muslim, even though I believe he's atheist and or agnostic, that's a factor. Charlie Kirk was more on social media, but it's unfortunate the horrible shit he said wasn't better covered. Yeah. I've said many times, if you're too slow or stubborn to understand, I'll say it one more time. Meeting secretly with a person you need to be investigating to find common ground is not the same as meeting publicly with a person you have no power to hold to account. If you don't understand the respective roles and powers of the mayor of New York and the Speaker of the House, I don't know what else to say to you. Also, based on his past secret meetings, e.g. with Silicon Valley, it's understandable a lot of people don't trust him. This is also another reason to not trust him. Hakeem Jeffries met privately with Silicon Valley donors and bid to, quote, mend fences, doing the same shit that Chuck Schumer is. Literally, they want to solve the affordability crisis by meeting with the people that caused the affordability crisis. What fucking sense does that make? It makes none, and it shows this common sense that Jeffries has, which is why he has to go. Meanwhile, we have this for Democrats. This was in response to the ICE terrorism raids around MacArthur Park, if I remember correct. This was, I think, earlier this year, and this was Karen Bass going there for her little PR moment.
La pregunta que le hacemos.
Getting ready to leave? Okay, please, can you leave ASAP?
Here's the other thing. Corporate media won't air this in local LA networks in the race against Karen Bass. And Nithya Raman, if she had any political sense, would be making this. Because this was the mayor of Los Angeles while our Angelenos were being terrorized by a masked terrorist Gestapo pedo force. And this was her response. Can you please leave? Please? Please leave. Just, it's bad for the look. Please?
What is the issue?
Karen Bass is a liar. Karen Bass is a liar. She has to operate. No. Karen Bass is a liar. Karen Bass is a liar. She knows
that guy
the Olympics. No, the Olympics are coming in 2028. She has to comply. Karen Bass is a liar.
What's the time?
Wow, whoever got this footage, that's incredible.
Let's start walking through the car. You have better.
Okay, so I am going to say.
Sorry. This is what Hakeem Jeffries would do.
With the party.
This is what Hakeem Jeffries would do.
Thank you. Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
Look at how different it is when she sees the cameras rolling and she's got a mic in front of her versus how she was here. Look at this shit. Look at this.
ASAP.
Look at the difference. Look at this. It's
pathetic.
Yes,
my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
You can't have this.
This is pathetic. This is what we will get with Hakeem Jeffries. I kid you not. This is Hakeem Jeffries' justice, right? Crying on the phone, and then these people get to murder, rape, and kill people in our streets, and then nothing happens. No accountability. This is pathetic. This is the epitome of the Democratic establishment. This, what you saw here, this is the Democratic establishment. It's so spot on. We don't drink, it's harem. We're already high. Imagine if we drink, we'll do a race to moon on hands. That was so fake. Yes, it was. If you see an Arab do shit, he's awake as an owl at night. No backbone. Fascists don't stop when you ask politely. You have to stop them. I agree. And again, this is stuff that we could be focusing on. Our union of over 12,000 baristas are officially calling for a Starbucks boycott. Read this statement penned by Starbucks workers on why a boycott from all customers, allies, and organizations is necessary to fight back against all corporate greed. Please, people, if you are getting your coffee from Starbucks, please follow the union's lead. Do not order from Starbucks. I promise you, there are better places to get coffee. Not only that, you may even find a local one that's great. The Union of Starbucks Workers is officially calling for a boycott of the chain. Please, people. So this is how you handle the media.
No, because I don't want you rather than on the side of everyday Michiganders. No, because I don't want you guys to blow the country up. Do you know how much the federal budget is now? No, neither do I. Here's exactly What's the federal budget? You guys want to, right? P. Hexeth, who used to work for your question. Do you know what the federal budget is? To raise. No. I just want to talk about this. Look, you want to talk about budgets? I'm happy to do that. The guy who used to work on your channel, I think he was like the 6th host on the 5. He wanted to raise our military budget to $1.5 trillion, and you don't seem to be upset about that. What? So we could fight a war we don't know how to get out of? To raise our gas prices $5 a gallon? That doesn't make sense to me, Jesse. We want to talk.
He's doing exactly what I've been saying. Don't buy into their framing. Don't buy into their bullshit. Go with your talking point. They want to talk about the budget. They want to talk about the deficit. Trump has raised the deficit by what, like 50%? Or like it's like between 25 and 50% in this term alone.
about that?
So the question, so again, like Jesse, you have not asked me one time about the issues that people actually care about in Michigan. You don't want to talk about gas prices. You don't want to talk about groceries. You don't want to talk about health care. You don't want to talk about this stupid trade war that's about to destroy Michigan's economy.
We spent the whole interview talking about that stuff.
That's destroying, that is destroying our own military. You don't seem to want to talk about any of those things. You want to bring up all this culture war. That, you know, I'm not here to fight a culture war. I'm here to
we
fight
talked
the
about
affordability
gas
crisis
prices
that people are
and the Green New Deal, okay? If you want to do an interview,
I brought them up every time.
You can do the interview,
You're
okay?
asking me, like, you're doing the greatest hits, Jesse. Like, I mean, this is, like, you could play this game if you want, but, like, you can keep doing the greatest hits if you want. You told me we're going to come on for a conversation, and when we have conversations, I think it's okay to also ask questions. I just want to understand what you're getting at here.
I'm getting at whether you think men should play in women's sports.
U.S. Senator in Michigan,
it's a big issue.
I'm interested in getting money out of politics, putting money in your pocket.
There he goes.
Medicare
his
for
lines.
You're
there it is.
Most people don't care about what sports kids play.
You're filibustering.
I'm just
it's a big issue
because, like, I want
you
to
guys
talk about
kind of lost on that issue last time.
Deserve to hear about.
All right, so you want to answer that question?
What issue?
You won't answer the question.
What issue? Go ahead, Jesse. What issue?
Should men play women's sports? You have daughters, right?
I think that. Look, I played sports my whole life. Sports were an important part of my life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to play sports. And at the end of the day, the decision of who gets to play what sports ought to be decided by the people who govern sports. I'm running for U.S. Senate. Jesse, it's insane. I'm out here trying to take on, like, the healthcare crisis in Big Pharma, and you're asking me about who gets to play what sports. It's silly. People can't take you seriously.
It's kind of a big thing if you've been following the news recently, Abdul. Let me ask you about the politics. We'll get to your race. Let's do your race. What about that?
I mean, this is so great because it's like, look at how fucking cornholed he is on this stupid issue that polls piss poorly, even for Republicans, and then you have to deal with this guy who's just saying, like, who gives a fuck? Like, what's more important to you? One trans person out of 1 million playing in a sport, or your gas being unaffordable? You potentially being drafted to go to war? You want to talk about keeping women safe? Okay, let's talk about jailing the Epstein pedophiles. By the way, there ain't no trans people in them Epstein files. Wait, I want to, before I get to the chat, let's see. I think,
If you want. You told me we were going to come on for a conversation, and
I think there's
issues lost on that issue. You won't answer the question.
What issue? Go ahead. I played sports my whole life. By the people who on, like, the who gets to play.
Let me ask you about the politics. We'll get to your race. Let's do your race right now.
Please be serious. Like, I'm here with you. I want to have a conversation about the issues that matter.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the things that people are actually talking about.
Okay.
He's kind of big brothered him there with that. I like it. He's like, come on, dude. Like, I came here to talk about what actually matters, and you're asking me about trans kids. Okay, I got trans family members. Who the fuck cares? They belong. This is stupid. They ain't no trans people raping anyone in the Epstein files, okay? Trans people aren't the one raising your price of gases. The billionaires are, okay? Trans people aren't the one trying to send you to war to distract from the Epstein files. Trump is. Like, that's how I personally would handle this issue. Hang on. I think I have one more. Okay, let me see what's in the chat. Fuck politeness. Correct. That's right. Fuck politeness. I'm done being nice to Republicans. See, you guys get... Oh, my God. I love you guys. I think you guys are following me now. Please. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Apex Kid, Darkstar G, you guys rock. Thank you so much. SCV Troy 4527. So you want illegals deported? Depends on what they did. If all they did is overstay a visa, fuck it. If they're contributing to taxes, if they're running a business, if they have a job, why would you want to deport taxpayers? Why would you want people contributing to the economy to be deported? If they're rapists and murderers and drug dealers, that's different. But you can't sit there in my chat and talk about rapists and drug dealers when Trump paid $5.2 million to E. Jean Carroll because he raped her, and then also pardoned a bunch of drug dealers in an attempt to make good with Bukele in South America. Be serious, dude. You can always punch, kick, and knock teeth off politely. I don't know what that's in reference to, Hamzy. South Carolina Democrats support more criminals than Republicans. Yeah. What's up, Jew? How many babies did you rape today? Oh, a tourniquet! You are a pedophile! We don't normally get MAGA pedophiles like a tourniquet on my Twitch stream. This is amazing, so I'm definitely going to report that comment. And I'm going to get you banned. Wait, let's see if I can figure out how to do it. Oh, yes. Here we go. Click to reply. We're going to report you. Oh, I can send you a warning. You're a pedophile. Shut the fuck up. There we go. What's nice is that Twitch will actually ban this shit, so I want to make sure I get that reported. So that's nice. Just for the record, there's about 15 trans athletes in advanced high school and college sports. Yeah, because it's a niche issue. It doesn't mean fucking anything. It affects like 5 people. Never forget Mexico's nickname for Obama, deporter-in-chief, because they take the job/resources of people who actually try to enter legally. Critical thinking is important here. And yet when immigrants are here, they are less likely to be offenders of our justice system. They are also more likely to pay more in taxes, and they're also more likely to have a job at Benjamin Netanyahu. Import immigrants, deport deplorables. That's my policy. I'm running for office in 2028. I agree. People can't successfully get bottom surgery until they finish growing, so kids really cannot have reassignment surgery. And also, any of the surgeries are done after, like, years or months of consultation. I think it's actually years of consultations and medications. If they don't want men and women playing sports together, then are we going to start segregating schools? I remember not caring if a girl played with the boys, the girls with the boys with the girls. We only cared about having the best and winning the game. Yeah, Apex, well, that's where it's going, right? That's why they want to have this discussion, because if they can litigate over it, then that opens the door for Oberfell, for Brown v. Board of Education. Then they can start going after a whole host of other rights in our country. No, you said how you said immigrants and not illegal immigrants. Yeah, dude, the illegal immigrants are still the same thing. They also are less likely to do crimes. And yet pedophile supporters like you are in my chat proving my very point, because you support a war criminal like Benjamin Netanyahu. Years of consultation. Yeah, that sounds about right. What happened to just being gay? Nothing. It's still cool. So that we're still on, since we're talking about Abdul, they're still trying to push the Hasan Piker connection. Trey Easton says, I want Abdul to win desperately, but the most predictable thing in the world was that Piker would inevitably become a serious liability in a general election. If you care about Abdul's campaign succeeding, you should want him to distance himself from Piker clearly and directly. Is he a serious liability? How do we know this? Because social media says so? Also, if he is, how much of that is a self-fulfilling prophecy? If he is a liability, it's Democrats that made him the liability. Just total political malpractice as usual from loser Dems. This is absolutely it. Like, spot fucking on. You know, it's brilliant. Because this here shows that the Democrats are the one pushing it. And when they push it, they align it with Fox Fake News, and you just have this perfect fucking alchemical horse shittery that creates this talking point. And now we have to defend Hasan Piker rather than attack Mike Rogers for aligning with a Nazi pedophile. And I would argue to stop defending Hasan Piker and just say about fucking that pedophile, Jake Lang. That's what you should be doing. What's the matter? So just because they don't do crimes, even though entering a country illegally is a crime, haha, it's literally a paperwork crime, you fucking pedophile. It means they should be allowed to take the jobs and resources of people who come legally. Benjamin Netanyahu, you have the name of a war criminal. Why the fuck are you yapping in my chat, you ugly fucking bitch? Get the fuck out, pedophile. And literally, you guys had the chance. You've deported a bunch of immigrants. And why aren't you have the jobs? Go out. You're in my chat. Go get a job of an immigrant, right? There's so many jobs now that you deported the immigrants. Oh, what? You're saying that you actually are just a lying sack of shit and it was all just a con? Shut the fuck up. I love how a dude who's literally with the name Benjamin Netanyahu, a pedophile, rapist, terrorist, war criminal, wants to talk about immigrants. We need to jail Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck this pedophile. What job is an illegal immigrant taking away from those entering legally? What job outside of the ones Americans don't want to do? Immigrants create jobs. You've been lied to by the rich. 100. Yeah. Well, I mean, we all know this, but that's why he has the name of a literal war criminal, because he's a fucking idiot. I'm running short on time. On some level, I think a lot of Dems just aren't willing to say flat out that Trump and Trumpism have failed in a very profound way. This is such a powerful statement. Like, even when Obama was winning and jobs were coming back, even when Biden was winning and jobs were coming back, they were just immediately saying, like, oh, well, Biden and Obama are total failures. And yet, Democrats can't do the same thing. Say it. Frame the narrative. Trumpism has failed. Republicanism, Trumpism is a failure. Just say it. I don't know why this is so fucking hard. I'm telling you, politics is literally the easiest fucking thing. All you have to do is speak truth to power. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, we have another trigger mega pedophile. Derminack says, grown man calling people who disagree with you a pedophile, typical no-life left-hard projecting at FBI, check this dude's devices, and yet you are the pedophile that is hiding the Epstein files. I'm here wanting the Epstein files out, and you are the one hiding the Epstein files because you're a pedophile, and you have now been outed. At Derminack on YouTube, you are a pedophile! Congratulations, we will have Chris Anson show up at your door shortly with an entire contingent of people to arrest you. 17 subs, joined December 29, 2013, at Derminack. You are one ugly motherfucker, too, if that's even your real picture. I'm so running out of time. All right, let's do this. Dems have internalized the idea that this is too much for voters to hear. That's the source of a lot of problems. Ah! What happened to my chat readout? Shit! Hold on. Wait for it. Where is it? Oh, no. I don't get it. Where's my chat? I think I need another one. Let me try this again. I don't know what happened. That's annoying. My chat just disappeared, and I can't get it back. Oh, well. If someone who knows nothing about what is around him, new country, knows no one, barely talks the language, can steal your job, it's a skill issue at some point. Well, yeah, because these pedophiles like Derminack have no skills, right? They're useless. They have no social ability. They have no friends. They have no family. They're literally allergic to actual labor, which is why these pedophiles have to yap about immigrants who, do actual labor, and they can't handle it. They can't actually hack it in the real fucking world. All right, what did I miss? Let's see. Dems have internalized the idea this is too much for voters to hear. That's the source of a lot of problems. It's needlessly self-constraining. We should be talking more and more about how Trumpism has failed, and pedophiles like Derminack are the ones that are causing it to fail because they support it. So speaking of immigration, so the red line are, let's see where. The blue line is convicted criminals. So you can see... Where's the year? January 2025. So Biden was obviously deporting a lot of people with convicted criminals. No one can really argue with this, right? There are convicted criminals, and if there are ways to send them back, that's a viable oops, I gotta move this over. Hang on. That's a viable solution. Personally, I kind of want people to... I don't know. I'm on the fence. I've heard, like Hasan has said, I would actually rather they stay here and serve American time, but it's like, that's American taxpayer dollars, though. Right? We have to pay for the legal expensive, this, that, and the other. Just send them back to the country. I think for criminals, yeah, that's a very good option. And the ones pending criminal charges were then the ones that got picked up. Again, understandable. However, this violates multiple constitutional rights. Because also these criminal charges, we've seen time and time again, is people with like parking tickets or decades-old weed conviction. It's fucking horse shit, right? That's also part of this line. So now all they're doing is going after people that are doing exactly what the Trump pedo cabal said they should be doing, which is following the rules, right? Going through the system. Pedophiles like Derminack and Benjamin Netanyahu, they go through the system, they follow the rules, they get a job, they do their paperwork properly, and yet that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough because the simple fact is that this shit about immigration from pedophiles like Derminack and Benjamin _Netanyahu with 2 U's at the end, it's never actually about immigration. It's always about ethnic cleansing. That's the goal here, and we have to fight back against it. Do I have time for this shit? I don't know if I do. So this just shows you the level of brainworms that pedophiles like Derminack and Benjamin Netanyahu and the other MAGA terrorists that were in my channel earlier have. Here's a great example.
So Donald Trump, he's been in office now a year and a half. What's Donald Trump's greatest accomplishment in his first year and a half?
Trump's done a lot of things. Number one, a lot that people don't realize, he got our country back because we've been under The reign of Great Britain, the last 125 years, they destroyed the evidence.
What? Wait, what? We've been under the reign of Great Britain for the last 125.
Charles come here. He thought that he was going to manipulate Donald Trump, and Trump went along with him because that's who he is. But that's what the 250 years was really about.
Wait a second.
Was we got our
Sorry.
It's
So
there.
we've been,
It's
so
there. The truth's there for the people.
we've been under control for the last 125 years by Great Britain, even though we've got, the strongest army in the world and all that stuff.
It's true. The truth is there.
Where did you see this? Where did you see this?
You just gonna have to research just like I did. You're gonna have to. It's true.
So Donald Trump, he's been in office.
See, this is the literal brainworms of the people that I get in my chat. I don't think I have time for this shit either. Anyways, here's some good news. Late breaking news. Tim Lutz, local neo-Nazi and former member of Tom Sewell's now proscribed National Socialist Network, is dead. Dead Nazi! Everybody do the dead Nazi dance with me. Let's do it. A Nazi has died. You know what that means.
Trump live from the very first start. We ripping the chains, yeah, we playing our part. Like a red hat screaming, make it great again. But great for who? Sure as fuck, not my friends. It's cold for
See this?
where the real
We don't believe this for
false
nothing.
idols while the country descends and with Confederate flags still living in the past. Scared.
Every dead Nazi like this should get an immediate fireworks celebration in America. You get it, Hamzi. The ones who go through the proper channels are easy to grab, but those criminals would be a hard time for their home countries too. How about exiling them to some islands, forest, desert for a while till they become proper people? Well, that's a different discussion altogether. All right, time for the MAGA pedo roundup of the day. Republican candidate Rodney Creech wins primary despite being accused of sexual misconduct with his 15-year-old daughter. Republicans will vote for pedophiles. Republican candidate Ernest McCarthy has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for a child sexual abuse conviction. Some of the images found on his devices involved children as young as 2 years old. Jesus Christ, dude. Every time I think I've read the most satanic fucking thing I possibly could in what Republican pedophiles do to children, and then I read this. 2 years old. Fucking hell. Republican candidate Solomon Pena has been found guilty of shooting at Democrats' homes after losing an election. He has just been sentenced to 80 years in prison. Remember this happened like years ago? We could actually make this a fucking issue if people would talk about it. Oh, speaking of pedophiles, Derminack is back. Hey, Derminack, did you forget about your pedophile in chief? Because we didn't.
Trump is on the epstein list. Yes, he is.
Hey, Derminack, any comment on this? Any comment on this? Hey, Derminack, I'm going to read this really loud and really slow so even a pedophile like you can understand. Adam Shane Ham, 22, of Somerville, West Virginia, MAGA diehard, and as of this week, accused child predator. Hey, Derminack, anything to say about this? Yeah? Greenbrier County deputies say Ham solicited a minor he met at last year's State Fair of West Virginia, keeping contact through text and online gaming. Investigators allege he offered the child Fortnite V-Bucks and battle passes in exchange for explicit photos, and allegedly tried to set up another meeting with the boy at this year's fair. Derminack, so you're not going to condemn this? You can't condemn this because you're a pedophile? You're a pedophile that supports other pedophiles? What about Derminack? Let's try another one. Can you condemn this? So you can't condemn this? Can you, Derminack, I want you to try really hard. Pedophiles like Chester Cox should be in jail. Can you say that, Derminack? No? You can't? Is it because you're a pedophile, Derminack? You can't, so you can talk about Trump, but you can't talk about Chester Cox being a pedophile? That's so weird, Derminack. It's almost like you care more about pedophiles than you do about Trump. Chester Cox, the Cottonwood, Arizona elementary teacher we first covered when he was arrested in June on child molestation charges, is now facing new felony charges. You see this? Derminack can't talk about pedophiles. This is what Derminack wants. Derminack wants, we want taco trucks on every corner. Derminack wants pedo rape booths on every corner. Derminack would be in every single pedo booth. That's what he wants. Yavapai County deputies say a search of Cox's electronics turned up hidden cameras planted inside his own classroom and the attached bathroom at Daniel Bright Elementary. Hey, Derminack, you look at this. Derminack, shut the fuck up, pedophile. Look at this. You see? Bathrooms aren't safe because of MAGA pedophiles like you. You get it, Derminack, you pedophile? Because you're a pedophile. Oh, you have to tag the FBI because you're a pedophile? Because you're a cheap little baby bitch pedophile and you have to go to the FBI? Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry because you've been outed, Derminack, you pedophile?
There were
What a fucking loser.
people right there.
What a fucking loser. So he was on my other stream. He had to come in here because he has no life, and the children's school's already out, so he can't go and stalk any kids right now. They're all at home. So this pedophile Derminack has to come in my chat to start whining. But hey, as I've always said, I am always happy to have Republican pedophiles like Derminack coming in my chat rather than coming on children. All right, let's get to it. I got one more of this, then I got to go. 40-year-old Trump supporter Trent Prather of DeLand, Florida, has been sentenced to life in prison on 94 charges, including sexual child molestation and child sexual abuse materials. That is the roundup of the mega pedophiles of the day! And it's also very telling this guy is a straight white man, not a trans person, and he was in someone's bathroom. All right, as always, eQueer, thank you so much. Hamzi, thank you so much. Apex, the Kid, pleasure meeting all of you. Thank you guys for the subs. I have to go. Derminack, you are a pedophile. We will send Chris Hansen to your home shortly. But I want to leave you with this simple fact before I leave, Derminack.